Welcome, welcome, welcome. Should be live, I think, maybe. Maybe, possibly. Possibly. I can just say whatever I want right now because, like, no one's watching because I just started. It's so freeing. Who's going to judge me? I mean, I guess people could watch this later. I could just say absolutely anything. Till I post this link, no one even knows I'm live, okay? Nobody. Should do a volume check. Oh, yeah, it's working. Getting better at the OBS thing, okay. Getting better. Yeah, I want to send it to all 100 people. Send it to everyone. Everyone on Discord. Send it to them. Tell the world about my Silksong stream. The world must watch. Going into Act 3. Okay, things are about to get very hard. Hardest bosses in the game. It's never stopped me before, okay? It's not going to stop me now. Can't let Podesta beat me at this game, okay? I would have to kill myself in Minecraft. If Podesta beat me. So I can't let him win. And I only get to play this once a week, so. Hey Topanga. How's it going? What's good? My chat's too small. Chat. You guys are too small. Chat. Like now it's just disappeared. Now the chat's just gone. It's the opposite of what I wanted. Why is it always stuck in top chat? Damn it. Okay, we're good. How are you doing today, Topanga? On this beautiful Monday afternoon. I'm just gonna gaslight you repeatedly about the days of the week. Ivor, is that you? Ivor, how's it going, man? You never joined the VC.
Yeah, I haven't seen you play Mario in a while.
Yeah, I've just been playing Silksong. Okay, I haven't played Mario in probably like 8 months, maybe. I'm probably so bad at it now. If I ever go for RQP, it's gonna be terrible, man.
Yeah, I also think most of the time that you're on, it's like 1:30 in the morning, and then you stream until like 7 a.m. So it's just never an overlap with when I have time.
Yeah.
Most of the days I'm also at work. And yeah, like
I don't
1:30
stream
to 7 is just not a usual time for me.
Right. Yeah, I guess the weekend. What time is it? I'm so bad at time zones. What time is it for you now? It's 11:20 a.m. for me.
Right now it's 18:20 for me.
18. Well, very European of you. Okay, so this is a pretty ideal time.
Military time.
Yes, military time.
Using American military time.
Wait, do you guys not say that in Europe?
It's all military time. We're the only ones that don't use it.
Yeah, but like in the UK or all of Europe, do they just like say, wait, what is playing?
Don't have to be embarrassed, Tanner.
What? Why is there? Sorry, I had some YouTube video start. What the fuck? I'm sorry. In Europe, do they, when you're just giving the time, would you say 6 p.m.? I feel like I should know this, or would you actually say like 1800?
So I don't think we have a specific word for it in German, at least where I tend to talk. But generally, time is pretty much always written in 24-hour time, and sometimes when we say it, we say things depending on our dialect. We might say halb sechs for 17:30, and it's implied whether it's morning or evening. But generally, when it's written down, it's pretty much always 24-hour time.
Oh, that's weird. The only time, at least in Canada, the only time it's ever written down is like if I'm buying like a train ticket or a plane ticket. That's the only context I ever see it written down.
Yeah, so we have digital clocks, we have schedules, we have mostly digital clocks and schedules. There's a digital clock on pretty much every phone and computer, and it's always 24-hour time, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd have to get used to that.
Analog clocks, obviously, analog clocks are 12 hours time. Yeah.
Well, that's how you can tell a military member too, and like in the States, because usually every military member will have a 24-hour clock on their phone or devices.
And they always say like at 1600 hours, and no one says like 600 hours. They just say like 6 hours, you know, or 6 a.m.
Yeah, we don't say 1600 or 16. Yeah, we don't say 1600. We might say 1600, but 16 o'clock generally 16 Uhr.
And I guess you probably say it in German too, which is so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Why is that weird to think that he's
everyone should just
German?
speak like English though. If you think about it, just like one language, you know, it'd be so much easier. Okay.
We have a lazy language.
We have a goated language.
We're doing a language that borrows a lot of words from a lot of different languages, and it's actually a good thing because it means it's easier for people from other countries to learn your language and to learn how to speak it. And then hearing it, if you don't understand something, you can look it up, but in order to speak it, you have to know the words in advance, so it's really nice that you have lots of synonyms from lots of different languages.
We just like steal, you know, we just colonize other languages, which Keelan loves, right, Keelan?
Confluence, we are going to have a single language and we're going to build a tower.
Oh, wait. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah. You know, it's a good idea in theory, you know? I don't know why God didn't really like that, but that was kind of a good idea, okay? Maybe not the tower to heaven thing, but like a unified language that would have made things easier. I love how that story's told too, that God's like, lest they unify and like overtake us. Like that's how it's presented, as if like this is a serious risk, that if the people spoke one language and if they built a tower tall enough, that they're gonna like actually like usurp heaven itself. And how big was the tower back in the day? Okay, like realistically, it's probably like 10 stories at most. Not even. There's no way it was even 10 stories. What am I talking about? Probably like 4 stories.
The pyramids are like 100 meters or something, right? Like maybe 70, maybe 130. So
I guess, but that's not really a tower. Like, what's the? I guess they build obelisks, but that's not really a tower either, is it? I don't know. Like, what is the Tower of Babel meant to be?
The problem.
I mean, the main problem would be the problem of stability. If you could build a stable enough tower, then it could for sure be higher than pyramids, because you would not have to use as many stones for the tower because it's not as wide as a pyramid. But of course, stability would be a problem.
Exactly, especially back in the day. I can't imagine you got like very big towers. Why isn't my healing working? Did I must have changed something about my build.
Is this Radon?
Is this what?
Radon.
Radon? This is the equivalent of Radon, okay. This is like sexy Radon.
Do you think this is sexy?
I think it's sexy adjacent for sure.
Okay.
You disagree?
It's Confluence. What do you expect?
I mean, look at the flowing hair and everything. I'm not the first one to say this, okay? I'm not the weird one.
You're the first one I've heard say that.
Why is my... I don't understand what happened in this game. I don't understand why I'm not healing. I'm just doing like tentacles. I have nothing on me that should make tentacles come out of me. I'm so confused.
Another thing that I think we haven't been talking about in a while would be cryptic clues.
I was trying to solve on work. When I was at work, I got I saw your thing and I was on break. I only had like 10 minutes and I was trying to solve it and I couldn't get it. I'm rusty at them now.
Yeah.
But I did give it a try. I don't know if Ag did.
Revelations hidden an announcement of big tech for 9 letters.
Yeah, I kept trying to think if there was any synonyms. I was trying to look at all the concatenated things I could do. Either revelation is the definition or big tech is the definition, but couldn't get it. But it wasn't able to put much time into it.
Yeah.
Why is there tentacles coming out of me? I don't want to have to look this up, man. Something's wrong.
I will say it's kind of similar to it. The syntax is kind of similar to another clue that we have extensively talked about.
Oh
But
god, there's so many.
There's one extra thing at the start that you have to find before the syntax becomes similar.
Is there a substitution thing going on? That's what I need to know. There's this cool
Yes.
thing, Ivor, you might like this. You might find it very easy. It's kind of like cryptic crosswords for like beginners. It's a thing. I think it's on Britannica, maybe. It's like one of those like daily games. It's called Parsewords, and it's basically like cryptic clues, but it'll tell you like more. It's kind of cool. You'll like, it's like a very like UI centered thing. If you check it out, it's like you'll click a word and it'll give you possible synonyms, and so it's kind of like streamlined, so it's a lot easier. Like it'll have the sentence and it'll tell you like maybe it includes like 2 substitutions into this, and then you can kind of click around and play with it, and it'll tell you what substitution is allowed and what can influence what. And it's kind of cool, but it's probably gonna be pretty easy for you, but it's good to see it being more. It's probably a good on ramp for people that like don't do cryptics.
Okay, parseword. Okay, I
Yeah.
found it. Just parseword.com.
It should be, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so back to the clue. There is a substitution going on, but don't worry, it's indicated. There is a word that serves as a substitution indicator.
Oh. Okay, let's say it again. See, if I'm not looking at it, it's really hard for my mind to.
Revelations hidden in announcement of big tech.
Revelations hidden in an announcement. Is it now? Well, is it now announcement? That could be like the whatever it's called, I suppose. The homophone, but
Could be.
an announcement of big tech. I don't know. Revelations hit. Could revelation? No, revelations isn't really a
Yeah,
substitution
but homophone is
indicator.
not what I mean by substitution. There's a substitution indicator.
Revelations, yeah, I don't really. For something to be revealed, I don't know. That's not really a substitution indicator either. I'm not sure.
So that would leave hidden in big of or tech, right? Hidden
Okay, but
in of big
don't
tech.
give me any clues though, because I want to use this at work tomorrow when I have nothing to do.
Confluence. Does it matter if you get hit by the boss when you're doing your heal?
No, I think it's the crest. That's the only thing. I got this thing called the Witch's Crest. Because it's not.
okay.
I don't even think it's healing me. But I don't know what kind of crest this is. Can I not heal with this crest? That would be insane.
Or is it one of those crests where you like gotta hit them to heal?
Oh, I think it is, because it says leech the life of the foes through twisted roots.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think if my heal doesn't damage them, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just figured I'd hop up and ask about that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't want that then.
All right. Well, carry on. Y'all have a good one.
Good to see you, Ag.
Good to see y'all.
So, Ivor, what have you been thinking about lately? I feel like we haven't debated something in a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
You've missed some good discussions. I think you would have liked a lot. I know you said you're not really into the panel stuff, but there's been a lot of discussions that I'm like, oh, I wish Ivor was here. He'd enjoy this. Okay. But it's kind of hard to talk sometimes if there's like a lot of people on a panel, so I understand.
Yeah.
Have you been playing Mario lately?
Yeah, there's a new sub community that I've joined. It's about something called Archipelago, where you play multiple games with multiple people at the same time, and they all get randomized, and items from your game can be in someone else's game. So, for example, you might find, for example, someone might find a cork seed and that gives you a star, or you might press the metal cap switch, and that gives someone else the first key or a star. And
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds kind of
I've been
cool.
writing randomizer logic for it. There's also move randomization. So in some of the games, you start with only one type of jump and moves that you can do without buttons and crouching, and swimming, and jumping out of water. And then you have to find moves in order to you have to find wall kick, for example, in order to be able to wall kick. And that takes more logic to write, and that's why it's only available in a few games. But I can give you the spreadsheet to see which games are currently supported, and we might play it at some point if you want.
Are the same usual people still in the community? I've just talked to like WBM and like Morning, and that's like I think those are the only people, and you, the only people in the community that I've really talked to in like ages.
So the main people playing Archipelago in SM64 are the NVIC, Awesome, and myself. I didn't actually know Awesome before, but the NVIC is a well-known player and sort of stuff developer. Made a few ROM hacks, made a few tools, and he likes the Badgeless challenge in Star Range 7, 7.5, and 8. And he's the main guy behind the compatibility between Mario 64 and Archipelago.
Okay.
And then Awesome 7285 plays a lot of Archipelago, has written a lot of logic for it. He's got a 125 in Star Range 880 star, I think, which I also have a 125. It's not ultra fast, but it's quite fast. It's a lot faster than I would have been able to go last year or the year before that. So
have you been grinding KBR2 at all?
No, I haven't played it since October 18th, 2025.
Oh, so that's probably the last time I played it too, I guess.
Hmm.
One day we'll beat it, Ivor. One day.
Yeah, basically, I got 2 stars, rated Deckage, and then I was asked whether I had heard the news, and yeah. Then I haven't played KVR2 since then.
Wait, heard what news?
The news from 17th October.
Yeah, I got you.
Hmm.
My timeline was confused.
Yeah.
All right, it's boss time. I've already beaten this boss. Makes me beat it again, Ivor. Which is crazy. It's not an easy boss. Ivor, I'm hoping this guy named Kirk joins. He's someone who desires to be trans, and you know, you and me have talked about the trans stuff an awful lot. And he would, I don't know if he's very autistic. I don't know if you've seen him ever. He's incredibly autistic. And he's a young guy. He's like 18. He means well, but he's got some interesting questions. I think you might enjoy him. He usually joins on the weekends, so we'll see if he shows up.
Yeah, I think there have been a few D-trans people in the Mario community lately. Won't really go into details on this VC, but maybe in DMs at some point.
Do you think that's the? I know we've talked about this before, but based on like the bad, you know, suicidality rates and everything, do you think that's probably the best option for these people, if it's possible? Like, I understand it could cause like more dysphoria, but if that is a possibility,
I think it really depends on the person. Like, if it's just self-ID, like if they're teenagers self-IDing, maybe in a community with a lot of trans people, it is possible that maybe they're just that some people are going to be confused, and that if they went to a doctor who understood how being trans works and how to give good advice, that they wouldn't really be understood as trans. And I mean, there are people who detransition because they're being forced to, and that tends to not make them happy, I think. But if someone looks into themselves and figures out they're detrans, then I think that a lot of the time that's probably a good thing. Like, if they look into themselves, figure out they're detrans, that probably means there's a pretty high chance they're actually not trans, right?
See, this guy's he was finally his insurance accepted a therapist, but I mean, obviously, as you can imagine, in my community, that's kind of divided. You know, some people like think therapy is always bad, and therapy can often be bad, I think. And so I'm trying to tell him to like find a good therapist, but it's hard to like give actionable advice on like what that is, because it's like when I've talked to like counselors and stuff before, it's like it's kind of like a vibes based thing. You kind of have to like suss it out. It's hard to like give for somebody else to be like, these are like, there's like 5 metrics you should watch for, right? It's like, because there's so many bad directions it could go. They could be like yes manning you way too much. They could be not open to what you're saying. They could not be listening. They could just be kind of stupid. Like, there's so many things, and it's really
none
of them are like check boxes.
It's all a sin, and there are no 2 options, and it's just just it's a sin, don't do it, and I'm not gonna tell you how not to do it. I'm just telling you can't do it because it's a sin. That's not the kind of advice that you would want a therapist to give.
It's yeah, but I would say that advice is not the kind of advice a therapist, like, you would lose your license as a therapist if you said that. Like, if you went to like a church pastor, I mean, he might tell you that, but like, you know, you're not gonna find.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Frankie.
I do think that like any form of voluntary therapy, especially talk therapy, that you can like always opt out of, would be legal for adults. Like, if you're an adult and you can make it believable that you're doing this out of your free interests and not because some spouse is pushing you or something, or a parent is pushing you, then I think conversion therapy should be legal for those consenting adults. Affirmative therapy should be legal for those consenting adults.
See, I was trying to push him into gender exploratory therapy, but as you know, I enjoy that. But of course, that seems to be like a fringe thing. I don't even know if like most cities you can even find someone that does that. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's really maybe
it's fringe because it's kind of a middle ground sort of thing where the left might not really like it because they suspect that it's conversion therapy in disguise, and then the right doesn't like it because it doesn't oppose all transness categorically. And so it's like, in a society where like half the people want to support trans people all the way and the other half want to oppose trans people all the way, it's not particularly popular, I guess, to see a middle ground of like, let's see what's actually best for you.
Yeah, I mean,
or maybe people would want a middle ground, but then they don't trust that the middle ground that's being offered isn't just the opposite end in disguise, right?
I think
Like,
there's
maybe
also
someone
just like
says on the outside they're doing exploratory therapy, but then the left is gonna say, oh, they're saying exploratory, but really they're just gonna push you into they're gonna push you and say that you can't be trans, and they want you to reach the conclusion that you're not trans, and then on the opposite side, they're transing all the kids by letting them explore their gender.
I think there's a sadder, more mundane explanation though too, which I've just noticed that a lot of this stuff, if some therapy is kind of like when I went to school even, right? It's like unless you go to like a specialized school, you're kind of getting the same kind of bog standard like modern psych stuff, right? Like even if I was trying to find like a Jungian psychologist or a depth psychologist or an existential psychologist, which are all like not really controversial strains of like therapy or anything, it's just incredibly difficult to like, there's like a few maybe in like a big city, because it's just something that you would have to go to like a specific school to get trained on this and to have this like focus. And so I think with a lot of these therapies that are just less common, I just think they just don't end up, they're not represented well in academia. And so no one's really trained on them. And so something like gender exploratory therapy, I don't even know if it's, so much. Like it is obviously controversial, but I think you see this with just all therapies that aren't like, basically you got like CBT, you got like behavioral therapy, and you have like a few other things, and it's like, it's kind of like all,
maybe it's just a top-down problem of what's receiving funding, and then maybe you can fix it bottom up. Maybe there's too much pressure top down that prevents the bottom up from fixing it.
Yeah, because it's like there's so many, like even when I went to school, I would have much preferred to do like a focus in like depth psychology or Jungian stuff. But I don't even know I don't even know if maybe there's a school in Canada. I don't even know. Like if there is, there's probably like one, and it's probably like hyper expensive, right? And that's kind of the same with like all of these like branches. It's like very hard to like find that thing, I mean, I guess you could do it. Like I know Jordan Peterson obviously used Jung a lot. I don't think his training was specifically, I could be wrong, but I don't think he went to like some Jungian school or anything. I think he just took it as a personal focus, which I guess is an option. But yeah, it seems like probably 95% of therapists are just like doing the usual stuff, which is fine. But if you want something more specialized, like if you want something like the gender exploratory therapy, it's like, first of all, there's also the insurance problem of insurances are probably less willing to cover, more like newer experimental therapy styles,
Talking about existentialism, you said we had this talk some time ago about the differences between Moko and Sisyphus, right?
Yes, yeah.
I said Sisyphus is happy and Moko is sad, and you said Moko is happy and Sisyphus is sad, right?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
and they're very similar characters. It's just that Sisyphus completes his goal and gets the same goal again, whereas Moko never completes her goal.
Yeah, I guess that is an interesting. Yeah, I get. It's weird to me that you would think that completing the same, like the story of Sisyphus. I like how you take the Camus thing about imagine Sisyphus happy, because I don't think that's a very easy thing to imagine, Because you get the benefits of completing a goal, but like I'd rather be on an eternal journey that's like never ending, where I'm making constant progress, than having my progress reset constantly day after day after day for an easy to obtain goal that I constantly obtain, But maybe that's why I'm into like the religious stuff, like the theosis, like becoming God,
Pushing a big rock up a mountain, I don't know if that's really an easy goal. Maybe if you
do it every day,
if you're like the idealized ancient Greek who is super buff and super well trained and can push that rock really strongly, then maybe, but it sure takes some skill, it takes some pride to
but if you're doing it every day, like to use the Mario example, like beating like treasure world, or beating TD Reds is going to be hard. But if I get to the point where I can beat it every day, then am I really accomplishing anything? It's like, yeah, you have to be skilled to be able to do that. But once you can do it, like if Pluto was doing it, it's like, okay, this isn't really a challenge anymore. And I imagine if Sisyphus is constantly pushing the same boulder, at a certain point, it kind of loses its, challenge and an external or intrinsic, I guess, motivation and like fulfillment.
One must imagine Sisyphus is happy.
Is that you, Teo? I'm trying to get good at recognizing voices. Okay. Hey, Teo.
That's the topic.
It's my phone mic, so I sound different, and also I smoked like 6 cigarettes last
I know
night.
you have like a radio voice right now. Your voice sounds like way deeper than normal.
Jordan, I told you to stop with the fucking nicotine. Oh my god.
Jordan, you were on
don't
some
think I
whack
will.
shit last night, okay? You were on some whack shit with the shit you were saying, man.
I was kind of drunk.
Do you know Curryway?
Do I know what?
He's some guy who... Curryway is some guy who plays Minecraft, and he beats Minecraft 1.16.2, I think, or 1.16.1 about 20 times a day, and he wants to beat it 100,000 times before he dies.
See, that's like peak autism.
That's kind of a Sisyphus story, isn't it?
It is, and that seems, when I hear that, that makes me sad. Whereas if someone had a goal to do something that was truly like impossible, but they're always making progress, that I would be like, yeah, based. You know, there's something quixotic about it. You know,
is Moko actually making progress? Like, if we take the I think the picture that the story is painting is that Moko is like the sun and Kaguya is the moon, or represents the moon.
Okay, wait for the
Moko
class,
is...
because people probably don't know. Explain Moku for everyone.
I've watched Naruto.
Yeah, so essentially there's this... I could pull up the Toho wiki, I guess, but there's these two characters in the 8th installment of the Toho series, and it's kind of based on general Japanese folklore and Shintoism and some other religions thrown in as well. And the characters of Kaguya and Moko are essentially, they're both immortal, and Kaguya has given Moko the request of... I don't know what exact request she has given Moko, but essentially I think Kaguya represents kind of the moon and Moko represents the sun, and it's essentially the sun is chasing the moon, and the goal that Moko has is to reach Kaguya and catch Kaguya, but even though Moko is always moving towards Kaguya, she's not actually getting closer, so she's not really making progress towards the goal. She's always moving towards the goal, but she's never making progress. That's how I'm interpreting it. I could be wrong.
But isn't that kind of... Isn't that the same with like what I talk about with theosis of like, I like to think I'm like getting closer to becoming, you know, sharing the nature or the energies or whatever of God. But I probably, if I lived forever, I'm probably never actually going to do it. So isn't that kind of a similar thing? But there still is progress being made, but it's not like the goal is ever going to be accomplished. Unless I die.
I think like if you actually measure the distance from the goal, or if you measure the path towards the goal, I guess the distance, if you're talking about theosis, the distance might be infinity, so that kind of gets into muddy waters. But if you're talking about like direction, then like from your starting point to the point where you are 1 year from now, there might be some measurable progress, but Moko like might just be ending up in exactly the same place from where she started.
Yeah, I guess I'm seeing it more metaphorical. I guess if I see it literal as just the distance, then I suppose yes, it does feel, you know, more sad.
I mean, are we... sorry, I was looking at the game. Are we answering the question? Does Moku know she's not making progress?
I mean, she's got an eternity to figure it out, right?
That's true.
But of course, if she knows that she's not making progress, then she might still be as happy as Sisyphus if she embraces absurdism, right?
Yeah, I think if she doesn't know she's not making progress, so she thinks she's making progress, then she'll be significantly happier than Sisyphus.
Yeah, but if she does know, she might still be as happy as Sisyphus if she embraces absurdism in the same way and just accepts the fact that she's never completing her goal in the same way that Sisyphus completes his goal.
Don't you think you get bored of doing the same goal every day? Unless you're like that Minecraft guy that you mentioned. Like, I feel like with Moku, there's at least like variety, right?
Oh. Sorry, I knocked something over.
I don't know. I would say Curryway has quite a bit of variety because he's playing on random seats.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose.
That's an interesting story. Like, why 1.6, 1.1.6, 1.16.2? Sorry.
Because that's the best version for speedruns. It's both the fastest and it's also the most balanced, most reliable. You have a pretty straightforward route that you can, or pretty reliable route that you can do. You don't have to hunt Endermen for Ender Pearls. You can trade with Piglins, and there's always enough gold in the bastions, or like almost always, 99% probably. So you just have to get enough tools. You have to enter the Nether, go to a bastion to trade for Ender Pearls, go to a fortress to get blaze rods, find the stronghold, fight the dragon, and win.
Is this guy trying to speed run, or is he literally just not even focused on time at all, and he's just trying to beat the game 100,000 times?
He is trying to speedrun, but he's speedrunning no reset, so he's never resetting for a good seed. He's just trying to speedrun every single seed he goes into.
Okay.
And even if he dies, he keeps going.
This is kind of like how I play bullet chess, honestly, because I have an account called the English Peddler, and I have like thousands of games on it, and I only play the English when I'm white.
That's why you played the freaking English against me. I hate facing the English.
I've played it. I don't know. Maybe it's an obsession. I play it basically every single time I'm white.
Yeah. I play the Carol when I'm with the black pieces, and the Queen's Gambit accepted, and with the white pieces, I play the Roy, the Delayed Alapin, and the French Advanced Paulson.
But my thing is, like, I have this obsession.
Because the
where I must
Delayed
win.
Alapin can also transpose into the French Advanced Paulson, so I overlap theory there. Or overlap experience. It's not really theory because I haven't looked it up.
That's what I started doing with like when people play like the Pirates or like the King's Indian. I'll just like, instead of bringing both pawns into the center, I'll just like play it as if it's a Vienna, because I feel like it'll end up, first of all, if I put 2 pawns in the center, then I'm playing into their theory already, and they probably know the theory better than I do. But if I start playing a Vienna, then it's like, okay, I'm in more comfortable territory, and they're probably out of their comfort zone.
I personally am a fan of the Slack to GT.
Yeah, it's probably a solid strategy.
No, hey Steelman, hey Marilyn, and hey Chris. Yeah, and we're in Act 3. That's right. Finally, we're in Act 3. Took me 60 hours.
One similarity between the Alapin and the Caracan is that both of them push the C pawn to support the D pawn. And then the French Advanced Paulson also eventually puts the pawn on C3.
I hate when my opponents play the French. I think that's the thing I hate the most seeing.
I also hate the French.
I think I might be racist. I think I might be racist against D4 openings because they just all piss me off.
Like which ones?
If someone moves D4 first, this is I have.
It's best by test. Bobby Fischer said that. How dare you?
I have this issue with chess. Like I have these obsessions.
Oh wait, did you say D4?
I refuse to look up any theory related to D4. Like I know.
Oh yeah, I agree. I hate D4.
Yeah,
I
I've not looked up D4 theory either. I tried playing Indian defenses at some point, but in one video, once Gotham recommended the Queen's Gambit accepted, and I've been just playing the Queen's Gambit accepted, and it works.
I just play the Slav or semi-Slav, but yeah, I too have not looked up any theory. I just like try to make good moves, and it goes better than I expect for not knowing any theory. I guess because they're pretty like solid openings.
And the Queen's Gambit accepted gives me a lot of freedom to move my pieces.
With semi-Slav, you get a little cramp sometimes because you're blocking your bishop, but with the Slav. But on my alt that I fucked my Elo on, I've been just trying to Sicilian as black, which I never really do. I just because it's at least more fun. It's more enjoyable, even though I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
But I only play the Taimanov or something adjacent to the Taimanov because that's the only one that I actually seem to enjoy. But it still ends up in locked positions like half the time.
This is all Greek to me.
Teo, you should learn chess. Okay, it's goated.
I think I tried to teach him.
You may have.
Like some people, I don't mean this is a bad thing, just are never going to be that good at chess.
That's true. Like, if I took a huge interest in it, I might get kind of somewhere, but I still don't know that I'd be that good.
Teo would be good at Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Ivor is definitely someone that if he keeps going, he's going to be cracked. Ivor's got that natural ability.
We used to play Magic the Gathering drinking games.
I
if
played
I'm really
Magic at one point.
If I'm really locked in, I'll fuck up. And when I say fuck up, I mean play really well at King's Indian Defense. I used to play it all the time. I think it's the most fun or defense on black.
There's a period where I would play it when I was watching Danya a lot. I just always would get into some bad position. It just, for some reason, never worked out for me.
My favorite thing about it is how complicated it can become, and it always pisses off like newcomers to chess who like know some of the theory and they're not total pushovers, but like they can play a game. I like putting them in those positions where they get to the middle of the game and they just don't know what to do.
I feel like I'm in that spot a lot. I think that's probably my weakest is like there's certain openings where it's like, okay, I have a defined plan. Like if the Vienna goes my way, I kind of know what to do. Or even with like the Caro, with the exchange Caro, it's like, okay, I'm going to minority attack now. Don't threaten me with a good time, you know? But with other openings, I just will end up in a position. I'm like, I don't really know like what like I struggle with knowing what pawn breaks to go for. How actually do I make progress? You know, once I could just better my pieces a bit more, but then I'll either go like too crazy and start just like try to do some attack that's like really not going to work out, or just like sit there and just like maneuver my pieces. It's like I struggle with come up with a good plan in some openings. I think that's what's holding me back. Also end games. I suck at end games. I think I've said this before, but like no matter how many times I learn like the Philidor defense or whatever, not the Philidor defense, the Philidor position or the Lucina position, I'll like, if I don't repeatedly practice it, I will just end up in it, and then I'll just like lose a drawn end game, or I'll be like, I can't, when am I supposed to move the rook back after the pawn crosses? I don't know now. I think the 6th, could be the 7th. I'm not sure. I think the 6th, I'm not really sure. Always will fuck it up. Lucina, I don't remember anything now about Lucina, even though I've learned it like 4 times now. Every time I'm like, okay, I got it down, and I just completely forget. Same with checkmating with a fucking bishop and a knight. I've learned that before, which is really fucking hard. And I learned the whole W thing. No, if I ever get into that, because it's so rare to end up in that situation, I'm just like, my best option is just to try to like flag them at this point, because I'm not going to figure this out.
Yeah, I defended once against bishop and knight, and they were not able to win.
It's hard. It's a freaking hard. It was hard to learn, and then yeah, especially like to put it into memory and actually like do it repeatedly is like very difficult. Because like I said, it's just something you like never like. I can probably count on like one hand how many times I've been in a situation where I'm trying to checkmate someone with a bishop and a knight. Like it just seems so rare.
All right, I have to go on a bicycle journey, hopefully without fucking up my face this time.
Hey, did you delete the stuff from the server?
I deleted the one fed post.
Okay, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you. I just feel like it's dangerous.
What post?
The one where I said I wish he got shot in Minecraft.
Except without the Minecraft thing.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe the other one, maybe you should take a look at that one too, when you made the joke about going to do something. I think maybe you should
smoke a cig in Luigi Max.
Yeah, I think maybe the Luigi Max one. I mean, that's kind of funny.
The Luigi Max
but
one.
I think maybe that one. Just in case, okay? Just in
Yeah,
case.
it wouldn't be the first time something I've said without malicious intent has got me into trouble.
You know what? I don't disagree. I wish you'd have to go, Teo, because I wanted to really, because that made me kind of angry. I wanted to know, like, was this just a joke? Did you actually want Trump to actually die?
I
I'm
mean,
not trying to make you Fed post now, but just that seemed crazy to me.
Part of me thinks that certain people would be better off not existing, but that's, not all of me.
Okay.
I don't understand. I'm so confused.
Don't understand what?
I feel like I can't say what I don't understand without Fed posting.
Just say it in a way that's not Fed posting adjacent. You'll be fine.
I don't understand how a conservative could look at the potential situation and think that it doesn't make sense that people would want this to happen.
I don't know. It's like I get it. I just think, well, two things. Again, one, just for caring about Teo on a personal level, I think it's not good based on what he's trying to do. But on a moral thing, I just think, I've said this many times, but I just think it makes us like morally worse people to engage in those thoughts,
Yeah,
I guess.
To wish harm or, talk about wishing harm. I mean, I guess from a moral perspective, it is bad, but like, I don't know. Like that kind of makes me harken back to that age-old question. Oh, if you had a time machine, would you kill Hitler?
But Confluence.
Sure.
So you don't have an issue with Trump indirectly killing people with his policies because his intent isn't to kill people, or?
Why? Oh no. I mean, I have a lot of issues with what Trump does.
So like,
right.
I know why.
Hey, Mara.
Hey, so I'm not conservative. I would never vote. That is insane. But why people like voting or for Trump and still like condone his stuff or whatever is because we've pretty much been like crabs in a boiling pot and it's slowly coming to a boil. So like we could either get boiled alive slowly and it just looks so rose colored, or we could actually like intervene in some of these situations and bring some of this stuff to light. The fake media, fake this, fake that, psyops, all that stuff, coming out and having to explain why everything is so weird and has been for so long, rather than just like keep swallowing it down. Like the Biden and Kamala situation, they would have done nothing but been total goons the whole presidency, and while the rest of the world just money launders. That's why people like Trump.
Is Trump really fixing those things? Like I used to be with you, Mara, but the more of Trump's actions that happen, I'm like, I don't really know if he's doing anything to fix any of that.
No,
yeah, I mean, all
chaos.
of them have handlers, probably. Every president probably has a Jewish handler.
It's like when you're incompetent, of course you need chaos in order to thrive, because if shit were working properly, you'd be like, I don't know what to do.
I feel like I'm personally attacked by that statement.
No. When has something worked properly in America or in the world? Please.
I don't know. I think there's a few examples I could list, but I guess it would depend on your definition of what works properly. I mean, if I say something works as intended, or like you lay out a plan and then execute it in a way that achieves a desired outcome, I'd say that works properly.
Jordan, genuinely.
Why do you want such
gatekeeping?
Why do you want such gatekeeping as the norm?
Did I say I wanted that?
I mean, if you've got plans and you want to put them in act, obviously it's going to involve other people, or other people must, have to bow down to that will. Like, it just
No, they could
seems
be personal goals.
okay. Well, the government's not into personal goals. That's
Okay.
not what it's set up for.
We're speaking from a government perspective. Okay.
Yeah, because you're wanting to get rid of Trump and you're not thinking he's, you think he's a huge problem to where you want him gone, like gone out of there, murked.
Mm-hmm.
So what, I mean, what would you do better, I guess?
What would I
That
do?
involves everybody, not just you personally.
Well, I'd probably try to bolster the social safety net that this country has, so that
Like
people
take
didn't
away
feel
the
the need.
guns?
No, that's not what I mean. Try and remediate conditions that are, inherent in this country, which drive people towards, doing heinous things because they have no other choice.
Which would be how? How would you do that?
Like, why do people like become violent or think something's wrong? It's usually because they feel like they don't have what they need to survive
Right,
and
right.
be happy, like food,
Exactly.
food assistance, free health care. I think based on how much we bankroll on military, we can easily afford free health care.
Definitely.
But yeah, so if I were in there, I would probably try to take steps to lessen the public's, just oh fuck. Sorry, I got the brain fog. I would try to make it better for the people so that because I think that's the way to reduce like drug problems and crime in general, is to make it so people don't need to do that or see drugs as a means of escape, or like they don't need to feel like they need to rob somebody at gunpoint to get something that they need.
True. I mean, I definitely think poverty is the enemy, not iniquity. But you don't think what Trump is doing is to sort of unkink some of the lines that have been causing so much poverty? Like he's, putting tariffs in order and all sorts of stuff to try to not get America stolen from as much as they had been in the past. Laying
Well,
down his
the
foot.
thing with the tariffs is I think it actually contributes to the poverty of the general middle class person, because those companies that just sued Trump, finding that they tariffed them unconstitutionally, they're making that back up with our tax dollars.
Oh yeah.
And also the tariffs
Understandable.
cascade to other aspects. Like, for example, I got an invoice from UPS the other day asking for like $15 for delivering my package because it came from Canada, even though it was shipped with Pearl later, like for the majority of the journey. And it's like,
Wow.
okay, that never happened
That's
before, but because of
insane.
it, yeah.
It's a lot of money on top of what the shipping fee is already, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like the shipping was already paid for. Why am I paying them additionally? Oh, wait, the tariffs. Because, they're not going to make the big corporations recoup, shell those out. It's going to come all from us.
Rough. Well, I mean, I
I
don't
don't know if
disagree.
these tariffs were good ideas exactly. Because it ends up
I
just
don't
being a
disagree.
tax on the consumer. I mean,
Yep.
don't
we've
want
said
Trump
this
dead.
before, but some tariffs fine. Yeah, the dead thing seems crazy. It's just, I mean, especially Teo, just wait till the midterms, and he's gonna get impeached anyway, because we're definitely losing the midterms, and then he's gonna get impeached on like a million things. It's actually gonna work this time.
Yeah, but he's not ever going to have to answer for his actions.
No, I doubt he's
I
gonna be
think
like
he's
criminally
How
charged.
many
or
times in
anything.
history has any U.S. president had to answer for their actions?
Yeah, well,
That's a good point.
even Nixon was pardoned,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah, if you have millions of dollars or billions of dollars or what have you, and the best lawyers, you're kind of above the law.
it's also
They
kind
need
of
to tear
bad.
it off.
It's a bad like Rubicon, I think, to cross to start charging ex-presidents as well, though, right? Like that's the other problem.
Yeah,
That's a
because
bad
honestly, all of
precedent.
them
True.
committed war crimes to some degree.
Unless they can prove that there was like intent, like nefarious intent involved, then they shouldn't be immune. But that's also really hard to prove.
They should
Why is
all
it
be
a bad
forced into
precedent?
insane asylums.
Why is it a bad
Everybody who's
precedent
worked in
to hold
public
presidents
office
accountable?
It's a
should
bad
be
it's a
in
bad
insane
precedent
asylums.
because I mean it's the same thing with like the SCOTUS ruling about like that you can't be like held responsible for stuff taken in like an official action, because then it's like people, and as Big Soda and me disagree on this, and I guess you're gonna be on Big Soda's side,
Get away
probably
with all
Keelan,
kinds of shit.
but Obama, when he like drone struck the U.S. citizen, aka the terrorist that was like living in whatever country, it's like, then do we charge Obama with war crimes, right? Do we like? I feel like you could do that endlessly. You could probably look at every single president and then, but it's going to be a politically motivated thing. It's not going to be actually let's hold Obama accountable. It's going to be like, well, now a Republican's in charge, and now he's going to go after Obama, and then when a Republican gets out of office, it's just going to turn this vengeance cycle.
You're black-pilled on it. Like, this is so ridiculous. You're saying, I'm afraid that it's going to become politicized, so just let presidents do whatever they want.
Not do whatever they want, but like if they do something personally, then sure. Like if like I'm fine with Trump being charged for like, I don't know if he's done like if I truly thought that he had done the sexual assault stuff, then I'd be fine with him being charged for that. That's not an official action, you know what I mean? If it's something like that, but like these, like to charge him based on, let's say the war in Iran or something, I think is just it's gonna
I think
I think that's just a dangerous thing, because then anyone making any action is going to be like, well, even if everyone now thinks it's fine, is the future like, going to?
Oh my God!
Why would it be crazy to charge a president for drone striking a U.S. citizen? What's so crazy about that?
It's crazy because the guy was a terrorist, and so he probably did need to be drone struck. And so, but it just depends on your perspective. So a lot of the people at the time are like, yeah, this is fine. But then people retroactively, some people are like, no. So it just now we're just in a freaking malicious prosecutorial thing where it's just we're selectively choosing who we prosecute based on like who's in charge and who doesn't like it.
We should have just gone in there. I think we should have just gone in there, grabbed the guy, and killed a couple of terrorists along the way.
I know a guy who was in the Air Force, and he said that his buddies, he had about 4 of them, Obama made them drive their helicopter or their plane into territory that was off limits. Like they knew, both sides knew that if you come into this territory, you will get shot down.
Poking the hornet's nest.
Obama sent all 4 or 5 of those men into that no fly zone.
What was it for?
To intentionally get murdered American troops in order for them to sneak in another way. It was all planned out like a book, but he sent them over there.
In order to give the U.S. like actual action, like reasonable action a reason to go in there.
Even though he knew. See the problem? Are you seeing the problem that I said? Am I not being justified by what Marilyn is saying right now? Because like maybe
they knew they were going to get killed. It was a death sentence.
Maybe. So Obama should be charged based on that, but I'm sure other people would like be like, well, I don't know if that happened. I don't know if that we should actually like charge somebody on this. So
it happened. All them people died.
I mean, he didn't die, I guess, if he told you about it.
Right,
I mean, his friends died, but they do that in war. They will set you up to get killed as just you belong to the military. They can do that if they want to. You sign a contract saying you belong to them. You're now property of the U.S. military. They can do whatever they want with you.
I get what you're saying. This just seems like something that is like very like up for interpretation on like if these actions were intentional, what was the knowledge at the time. It just seems like it would be rife with like political motive.
That just makes you part of the problem to even assess something like that. War is bad. Everyone needs to stop fighting. To really micromanage war is just twisted as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying
that war is bad. Just saying that war is bad and everyone should stop fighting, that's still not going to prevent war from happening. It's an unfortunate, like, it's just part of fucking life. Like, let's say we stop fighting wars. Well, guess what? We're just going to leave ourselves vulnerable and susceptible to attack.
No, you don't back the people that are trying to cause more war, and it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be tons of people in war if people just wouldn't back people that wanted to kill other people. Not only that, like if we
get on board with that.
if we took this war with Israel and Iran and we cut off all communication, all like nobody could come in or come out of either country, they would have like, or they could between themselves, but the rest of the world cut them completely off with communication and coming in and coming out. That war would be stopped within the week. They would stop fighting. If it was just between them two.
I don't believe that. Thanks. I don't believe that.
Come on.
One bit. I don't.
If everybody stopped giving them any supplies, any money, any help, any aid at all until the war was stopped. I mean, they're getting no help at all.
They still continue to fight.
Oh, that's preposterous.
It's like the war in the Middle East. No, it's not. The war in the Middle East. The war in the Middle East is generational.
It's being fed.
For thousands of years. It's not going to stop.
Being fed by the rest of the world.
Hold on, Avery.
Yeah, and if we don't do it, China or Russia's going to fucking do it.
Avery,
Like I said,
she's talking about cutting them off, but you know that like Israel has previously very closely almost lost a war against the Arabs, and then the U.S. gave them military support, and that's the reason they were able to come back.
Based.
What year was that?
It was
Which one
after.
was this?
I think it was the second.
In the 80s.
I think it was the second war that they had against the Arab states, because it was after 1967 shit.
Okay, well, fuck it then. Sure, we should have let it happen. But like, I mean, I don't. We're at the point where geopolitically, if we stop putting support in the Middle East, it's going to come from somewhere else.
That's the problem. That's why it's lasted so many years.
Yeah, she's talking about cutting them off from everyone, not just the U.S.
Yeah,
How would we cut them off from everybody? How would we do that? How would the U.S. do that?
The U.S. has China over for dinner. They have all those lead people. They're all in cahoots. You act like they don't speak to each other. They don't want to stop the war. They want to empty our pockets and cause distraction and fear to keep us under control. As long as they have fear of war, you're always going to listen to them. Because you're scared not to.
So what you're saying, if the U.S. withdrew complete support from the Middle East, or just like any conflict in general, you're saying that another country won't jump in and give support and try to establish a foothold within that region?
The whole entire world, China, Russia, everyone needs to cut them off, but Israel and Iran.
That's never going to happen.
Well, that's what we need to be fighting for, to cut through the fat, to really get down to what the hell is going on.
The only way to fight for that would be every country launches a fucking coup on its own country, and they all come to an agreement. That's the only way that's going to happen. I get it, but it's just not realistic.
It's not realistic until you bring it to their face and force them to talk about it.
I just don't see that happening. Like the U.S. isn't going to be able. The only way we'd be able to force Russia or China to do anything is to start a war with them.
So we're going to play hot potato forever?
What's the other option? What you're asking for isn't realistic.
It is realistic. What do you mean? Cutting off communication?
How is it realistic? How is it realistic? You think Russia and China's going to fucking listen to us? Really?
It's their war.
Okay,
it's
whatever.
It's not China's war. It's not China's war. Why would China support them? You have
because
to
they
ask
want to
China
establish
that.
a foothold in the region. That was what Iran was about. We eliminated China's fucking proxy within the region. That's what we did.
You think Iran is a proxy of China? Like, do you know anything about Iran?
Yes. To an extent, yes.
It's not
a lot of money that goes in there from China. There's a lot of money that goes in there from China, or that went in there.
They do trade with China, but that doesn't make them a proxy of China.
Yeah, I don't think a trading partner means that they're a proxy.
They were in. Okay.
Doesn't everyone, or like almost everyone, trade
the
with
infrastructure
China?
was being built for it.
But they make up a large percent of, I guess, China's,
Avery, do you consider the U.S. a proxy?
Geographically kind of makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they're
mean,
like
is it a
our
larger
larger
per,
But China
is it larger per
China giving
capita
us
than
money,
like India,
like
Russia,
for infrastructure,
Japan,
building.
Korea,
Fuck, what
Vietnam?
was that
I
railway
don't know.
that they were building in the Middle East through Iran? Can't remember.
Does China
Is the
contribute
U.S.
to
doing that shit
infrastructure
with
in the
us?
U.S.? Or yeah, China does. We
Spend
trade with
money.
them a shit ton.
Talking about money. Talking about the means. Building railways.
Yeah, a lot of countries contribute to infrastructure in the U.S.
Oh, he had babies.
Not just taxpayer dollar.
Well, hold on. The news and everything is reporting that China is actually supplying like Iran with weapons, surface-to-air missiles and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know
they're
if that's
friendly with
relevant.
each other. They're not a proxy, though.
So are you saying that Ukraine isn't a proxy of NATO then? At this point?
They're not. What?
What does that even mean?
Okay. They are. They are.
What do you mean by
They are at
when
this
you say
point.
proxy? What do you mean
We're
by
giving them
proxy?
weapons. We're using them. We're using them to enact what's it called? Influence within that region.
Like
Exactly what's going
Belarus
on
is
with
probably
Ukraine.
like a proxy of Russia. I think that's kind of fair to say.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Avery, I think
100%.
you're confusing things. Like, there can be proxy wars without the countries involved being proxies of other countries.
Okay.
Okay, but really, we're getting off on a wrong tangent here, right?
Hi, Steelman.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me. I wanted to touch base with Marilyn because I don't think her solution is really like her Christian philosophy, right? If we're supposed to love our enemies and stuff like that, what are you talking about ostracizing them and cutting them off and all this shit? Why don't we just show them love and bring them onto our side?
Because that's all well and good. I'm just talking to the people that can understand a bit, like, there's levels to it. You can't go from the pits of hell and pull out those people. They're not going to hear you. You've got to slowly, gradually bring them out. When they settle this war, when the dust settles, I feel like that could happen, but I don't feel like we could all of a sudden drop weapons and give to people abundantly. I just don't. I feel like a resolve needs to happen in these people's minds right now at the moment for them to even consider another way than what they're thinking. I mean, it'd be nice what you're saying, but it's even less realistic than what I said.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, you're acting like the Iranians are like responsible and that the U.S. is like somehow innocent on all this. You know what I'm saying? When we were looking for these WMDs that we never found, and the Crusades were the beginning of this never-ending war with the Middle East, right? This is just an extension of the Crusades, really. And I don't think that the U.S. is. I don't think that putting all the blame on the Iranians and saying they need to come to the light. No, I think the U.S. and we need to come to the light.
Steelman,
but it's an Israel and Iran war. It's not an American and Iran war. Israel needs to take some damn responsibility for this, which should be being cut off from everyone and taking and handling it themselves like big kids.
So if that happened, Israel would disappear within a decade.
Good. Thank God for small favors. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, don't
Get
threaten
them
Maryland
all
with a good time.
the hell out.
I also view the Crusades. So I wanted to talk about the Crusades. I think they're a disjoint event from what the current of history is, right? They like happened, and then the West left the Middle East alone for hundreds of years. And then they came back after like capital took over Europe, and they became a capitalist society.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So I'm just saying, like the Crusades were like driven by religious ideology with like who owns certain holy sites.
Yeah, the thing is that our military is actually driven by this fake pseudo-Christian ideology, and that we're supposed to be these Christians spreading our goodwill, and these Muslims are like somehow like satanic evil people, and that we're over there doing God's work, and all of our military are, we're God's nation, and we're supposed to. They're all our military when they die, they're all going to heaven and everything. Praise them. But then when we kill the enemy, it's supposed to be this. They deserved it, and we can spit on their graves and all this. This is a religious war that we're having.
It's called war. It's called propaganda at the same time. Like, I get your point, but
Steelman, I agree with you like on the perspective of us treating them like they're just evil when they're not. But I don't agree that this is primarily a religious war. I think it's primarily driven by capital, like people wanting to increase their wealth, and they're using religion as an argument to get people to fight for them.
Yeah, I
True.
agree with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Then my question goes back to: do you think the Crusades might have even been the same thing? Masquerading as a religious war, but really for these powers to just take land or whatever.
It's funny because I think it's the opposite, where the impulse was this religious fervor of like, we need our Holy Land back, but there was also the realization that there was wealth to be gained in the Middle East.
Yeah, I think that one is kind of, it's the reverse. It's like it started as a religion thing, and then the secondary thing is this. Whereas now it's like the secondary thing is maybe some religious considerations. At least how I understand the Crusades. I think they legitimately were on a religious quest.
Okay, yeah, so I'm not gonna like go against that grain with you, right? But if I go with you on that, it still seems to me like, yeah, like even this whole like Jerusalem, like the whole Holy Land and everything like that we're talking about, like the whole Gaza Strip that we're fighting over, all of this is all an extension, right, of this war for, like, say, the Holy Land in one way or another. Right, this land is significant, and in a religious, it appears to be linked to religion in a religious way, people prophesizing like the revelations or whatever, like end of times, the red heifers being sacrificed, the temples being rebuilt. It's all being connected to this place, right?
They're all
I don't have all the answers, but
why do you care? It's all cults. Every last one of them is a fucking cult. Sorry, excuse my language.
But you're saying, that's why I got kind of mad, Marilyn, so to speak, because you're saying, why doesn't their cult just say sorry to our cult? And it's like, what are you talking about?
Valid.
I mean, I'm not saying for them to say sorry to each other. I'm saying for them to fight it out. If they like have a fair fight between each other, don't constantly get help supplies from the rest of the world to keep the fight going.
Since when did fight it out become our answer, Marilyn? I thought they were supposed to love it out.
So
I'm not trying to fight it out with you, right? I'm coming at you in a.
Both of them have to drop their cult, but they're not going to drop their cult unless they see, a change first. Until they see something different. If they're, well taken care of, and the whole world respects them, they can probably loosen up on the cult that they're in. But they're not. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen like that.
I'm not trying to I just want to remind everyone, you know what I mean? That as Christians or who anyone is, it's like love, peace, loving our enemy, you know what I'm saying? Forgiving those who do wrong to us, returning evil with good. That's our philosophy, and we're supposed to remember that,
I know, but still, there's still people that only see war. They only see war forever. They're focused like a deer in headlights.
But Marilyn, that's why when the Crusaders stabbed Christ right in his side and liquid ran out of his side, he forgave him. He didn't say bring war on these motherfuckers, right?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know if the Crusaders did that.
Well, the Legionnaire, I'm sorry, I meant the Legionnaire, right? I meant the Legionnaire, not the Crusaders. My bad. Thank you.
I just feel like when it comes to people, when it comes to a war that's been going on for this long, they need to duke it out. They need to duke it out until the best man wins, or whatever they feel like is enough.
You see why I'm up here, Marilyn? Now? You see how you drew me up here to try
No, because after that, after they duke it out, then the victims can go free, because they're not going to want to stop fighting until they feel like one side won. And even if they didn't, because the future's going to show
what you do in war.
But they have people like Marilyn, cheerleaders who cheerlead these wars. And I'm saying, if you have two children, if you're God and you have two children looking down and they're fighting each other, you don't say, okay, you guys just need to fight it out until one of you No, you say, you guys stop fighting.
If I had 1 billion children and 2 of those children were older children and they were fighting, I would get all of the younger children out of the place before I would stop the fight, just so the little kids didn't get hurt. That
Now
you
that's not
can't.
true either. You know damn well that Jesus
You,
left the 99 sheep to save the one. He didn't say, "I'm not going to leave these 99 sheep. I'm going to make sure they're safe." No, he said, "Fuck this. I'm going to take
I
care of the
would
one that's
stop the
lost."
fight after that, but you got to save the little ones before you can
Oh yeah. So
save
do you
the
think that
older ones.
so you're telling me that the shepherd needs to go make sure that all of his 99
I'm
sheep
saying
are
there's
well
a
taken care of before he
process
goes and
to
finds
it.
the lot?
There's a process to it. There's a way that to get to the place you want to go, but you can't. I mean, I believe that you're right. We could just stop it, everybody hippie out and throw flowers and whatever.
Thank
All of
you.
a sudden, just drop
Thank you.
arms. But
Preach. Amen.
but like, I don't know, man. If you think that's possible,
You just said you think it's possible too, but then everyone wants to slide in. It is possible, but fuck it. Let's just have war. No, let's just not have war.
it's not. Let's just have war. You're right. You're right. But then that just brings me to overturning the Jews and then like getting mad at the Jews when we know that Islam is the ones that are like really like
Good luck,
But
Elin.
that's fine.
bad.
Marilyn,
But, like,
you literally said earlier about how war is bad and we should just stop fighting and blah blah blah. And then it went to, the U.S. just needs to like not communicate. The world just doesn't need to communicate. Let them fight it out. It's still war.
No, because
dude.
I know the Jews are in charge of everything. So if you stop the war with Israel and Iran, the Jews are still going to be in charge. So it's just
But
going to
even if
be
they are in
one
charge,
cult.
Marilyn,
No,
do you
we
believe that?
don't want that.
Well, hello,
Okay, Marilyn, my
everybody.
question is,
Hey, Big
that.
Soda.
Marilyn, do you believe? Hey, sorry to interrupt, but do you believe that the leaders, the kings, the principalities of this planet were placed there by God, and that He's in control? Or are you just going to be mad about who's in control, and you think you're going to be the one to take it into your own
I
hands?
know Jesus said that this world is run by the synagogue of Satan, and I also know that there are children that are placed
When
in
did Jesus
power
say
in this
that?
hour.
Jesus.
He didn't say
He
that.
did. Yeah.
He called the Pharisees the synagogue of Satan, but he didn't say they were running the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this realm is
Okay.
yes, this
Let
realm
me just-
is
Let me just
in
grant.
charge.
Let me just grant you. Let me just grant you that.
The
Say
devil
that
runs.
it is.
The devil is the prince of this realm.
Okay. Say that it is. Does that contradict the fact that it's all within God's plans and within God's hands? Or is that something to worry
It's
about?
in God's hands, but there's children in charge. There are not adults in charge of everyone. It's
But
literally
is that your
mental children in the head.
okay? Maybe, but what I'm saying is, does God place that as something for us to be concerned about, or something for us not to be concerned about?
Yes, we're supposed to be concerned about it.
Okay.
Why wouldn't we be concerned
because
about
it's
it?
not because we have other tangent or tangible things that actually matter. Like worrying about what Trump's doing is irrelevant. Right? Worrying about what our children and ourselves are doing.
You're
That's
just
relevant.
cucking Trump now. No, he should not be in control of us.
Actually,
We
it's
should
quite
not
the
have
opposite.
gatekeepers. We should not be in Stockholm syndrome and just say, "Oh, just because there's no fights
No, but
going
I'm
on
saying
in
you're letting the
wars,
news.
let's go suck Trump's pit."
See,
No, not at all.
Maryland. Didn't
Not
Trump tell you
at all.
Maryland, what I'm trying to
I
say
don't
is,
know.
didn't
God did
Trump
say we should be ruled by kings.
No, we're
did-
all kings. We're all kings. We're all God's
Yeah,
favorite.
but even the king should be ruled by kings.
The king of kings, if you think about it.
Not ruled over. Not. There shouldn't be kings over you. I mean, you should still have power and authority, but not over people, not over someone else. You know, you are entrusted with being a king, and people depend on you for that role. But you should not use that power, with anything other than yourself. That power and authority to keep yourself in line and keep you only giving and outpouring to people and treating people well, that is the only power and authority you should be showing. You shouldn't be like infringing on other people and getting in other people's lanes and stuff, telling people how to act and whatever. Everyone should be doing right.
You're literally telling us that those countries should just fight it out. You're telling those countries y'all just need to fight it out. You're telling the rest of the world that, hey, y'all just need to leave them alone and let them deal with it. You're telling other people.
Because it's a small war when we already know the Jews run the whole entire
Because you say it,
world.
then you
It's
don't
a
have
little
to.
battle that they need to fight out themselves until we can get the main boss.
You don't see how you just called yourself a hypocrite here?
No.
So small wars are okay. Confluence, you hear that? Venezuela's okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, small
I
wars
can't
are
stop
not
being a full
okay.
neocon. Okay, I need at least a few
Yeah,
wars.
yeah. No big wars. Just a couple
Just the
small,
small
ones here and
ones.
there.
I really feel like they should really get a taste of their own medicine so it never happens again, and being totally a barricade between anyone and them so they realize, that they are brothers and that they, that this is so petty with everyone else involved helping and egging them on. It's not giving them any peace with each other. They're not having a reality check. They need a reality check.
Who are we talking about?
I'm pretty sure
I
she's
would
talking about the
say
Jews.
the
You don't think the
easiest
Jews
way,
have had reality checks?
the softest way to do it without interrupting any of the power hierarchy struggles of the world that would upset the synagogue of Satan would be for them to get a reality check with the rest of the world not helping them and see how that feels.
Israel
Just-
honestly would be
I
fine if
really do.
nobody helped them. Israel would be fine.
If you're
Ooh,
wanting
Confluence, I don't know about
to
fine.
save the world and
The
not
amount
just
of
the
money
Lord,
is
win.
not
That's a
like
different
it's
story.
convenient
They
to
wouldn't be
Israel.
fine.
Yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't suffer, but they wouldn't like stop being a nation if like we pulled out our support for Israel. That's like people like overestimate the amount of money that the US actually gives Israel. Okay.
Yeah, it's sickening. But if they gave everyone that money, if they just poured out money and our money didn't matter, they took away money and they were like, okay, we already have the technology. Let's turn everything into a thriving oasis. Let's plant fruit trees everywhere and food. You can just walk down the street and there's
Marilyn,
just food everywhere.
If they took all the money that they give Israel every year and gave it to the American population, how much money do you think each person would get?
They shouldn't give it to the American population. They should give it to the disabled
$87
veterans that are
Everyone
getting
would, everyone would
underpaid.
get like what, $14? Am I doing maybe a bit more? $20? Am I doing math right? Yeah, I think
Burn the money.
if we took all the money from Israel, you'd get $20, Marilyn. I mean, it's not
Don't dog out on me, freaking
Actually,
Confluence.
no Confluence. I think it would be less than $1.
Well, there's what? There's like
No,
400.
there's 300.
Y'all.
There's
No,
like
there's 350
350.
million people in the
Supporting
United States.
them.
Yeah, so that's like
Stop
so $3
supporting
and a
them.
billion, and they get like 7. Yeah, so it'd be like around like $20. Each person would get like $20.
Yeah, no, that would be like 8.
Oh, okay.
If I'm
be
right
like-
on the 7
that'd be
million,
like
is it 7
9,
million
10,
that they get with
11.
Iron Dome funding?
Burn.
I thought they
Burn all
got
the
3
money.
billion.
Well, maybe it's
Burn
even
all
maybe
the
it's even
money.
less. Yeah, it's not a lot of money. Is the point?
Burn it all.
Like it was divided up at
For
least.
my real opinion
I
about
mean, Marilyn,
war.
I do think we should just
Marilyn,
stop
I've seen
funding
your
terrorist
real opinion,
organizations.
and it hurt
I
me.
think
It
we
hurt
should
me
stop.
bad.
I think we should stop giving money to
I love
Israel,
you,
and I think we
Victor.
should prop up countries in the Middle East that want to capitulate with us. I think we should do that, but I mean, you're living in a fantasy world where that's never going to happen.
See, Steel
we should
Man,
go-
I told you.
I think we should go after
But
Iceland.
Marilyn, you're supposed to
Who
split apart.
aborts Down syndrome people? That's who
true.
we need to go after.
Yeah, the real enemies,
Oh,
the real Jews, those Icelandic people.
Exactly.
I think we should
They're
just capture
patent
Greenland and be done with it.
But Marilyn, you can't just sit here and hate on this group, even if you can't hate on the one who crucified Christ. He didn't hate on them. He loved them, dude.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
your
I'm saying.
brothers and sisters, even if they're
It's
not.
true.
They didn't worship the same God
They're
as you.
king and queen too. I don't want to
But the way you talk
genocide
about them
against
doesn't make it sound like you
But-
actually think they're kings and queens too. You know what I
I
mean?
don't.
If you think about it.
I do not want to support them right now as if they were anything other than me. If they were worth just as much as I am right now, because them getting extra sympathy and any kind of sympathy, honestly, is barbaric at this
Okay,
juncture.
why are
The
you saying it's
argument-
barbaric to give them sympathy? I think it's barbaric not to, is what I'm trying to say.
Based.
Because they're the ones that
Yeah,
have put
Full Man's
us.
based right now.
If you knew their crimes, if you knew them killing babies and constantly worshiping
If you
false
knew
idols
that they
and
that they
making
literally
the
stabbed
whole
Christ.
world like this, The Jews are because of the curse. They are the
Don't
first
you
curse
understand,
in
Marilyn? The
garden.
whole teaching of Christ was they stabbed me. I'm Christ. They killed me, and I forgave them, and you will do greater forgiveness than I. Like, how hard is it to understand that?
No, we can. We should give them everything they want in whatever color they want it, but we should not like
Steel man, it's
allow
because the
them.
majority of people that call themselves Christians are not actual Christians. That's why
We-
they use it when it's
exactly.
convenient.
We should not
I don't
allow
think she calls
them
herself a
to
Christian.
gatekeep us and stop us from also getting
Well,
everything we
Marilyn was
want
supposed to
in
be
whatever
spearheading
color we
this
want.
movement. That's why I'm getting on her ass, because she was supposed to be my fucking sidekick and spearheading the movement of peace and love, and now here she is advocating for war, Marilyn.
No, I just think there are steps with these type of people you have to take. You can't just
That's what
all of a sudden
Confluence
drop arms and do you know how pissed off everybody in the whole world would be if overnight everything was well and no wars and everybody was gifted everything, wherever they wanted to live, whatever they wanted, you know how pissed off people would be crushed. Their whole
Marilyn.
worlds would freaking they'd probably kill themselves.
We
People
need to
like
get you on your
avarice.
sacrament today.
People like
Hellboy.
avarice. No, people
If you
like
say his name
avarice.
too much, he's gonna
Avarice has
show
all
up.
the money.
have no-
Avarice has
these
all the money
people-
in the world. Why would he
Right.
unalive himself? That makes no fucking sense.
Because if money went away and he could no longer have leverage and feel better than anyone else, he'd actually have to have a personality and get people to like him, like genuine.
How would
Avarice
the
has
world?
a-
How
Avarice
would
has
the
a
world?
personality. It's the one
Avarice is
thing you
funny
can't
as
Oh,
fuck.
say
he's a
about
Avarice is
dickhead.
funny as fuck.
He's a
Avarice
monster.
is funny as
Hate
fuck.
in that person.
Marilyn,
He's
but
a
anyways,
monster.
It doesn't matter how
He
people
would
like you,
not
Marilyn.
want everyone to be happy, though. It
Marilyn.
would hurt him to his soul
All right,
if
you can
everybody
filibuster
was
It would
all
hurt
day,
him
you're not
for
If
gonna
other
his
help.
dad
people to
was
be happy.
oh my God, he'd be miserable. Some
Marilyn,
people
I don't think he'd be
enjoy
miserable. I don't
feed
think he
off
would give a
other
fuck.
people being
Marilyn, can we
unhappy.
agree that it's not how many people like you, it's your relationship with God that makes you happy?
No, but
So
go
that
ahead.
would be her relationship with everyone else.
It just depends
Oh,
on what
stop,
you're
man.
thinking about at the time, I guess.
Yeah, but what I'm
Why
trying to say
do
is
you-
you're using all these red herrings and you're using these ad homs like, oh, no, nobody would like him, people would like him. It's like, I don't care if no one in the world liked him. I don't care if everyone hated him and they killed him. It doesn't make him
No, speaking
less
of the
a right
Jews,
person.
Is it Kirk?
it is.
Hey, Kirky boy.
Wait, hold on,
What
come on.
up?
What?
Hey, welcome.
I'm torn. I just think it should happen slowly and gradually, because that is not to destroy more people mentally.
Wait, Confluence, have I come at the last minute?
No.
Okay.
We love you, Marilyn. That's all that matters.
Well,
What'd you come to say, Kirk?
I love y'all too.
Just come hang out.
You got the
We're
Ethereum?
gonna talk about how evil the Jews are.
No, I
Is that
love Jewish people.
Oh
I thought
God, good for you.
So we've
Love
got two
the
symbols.
synagogue of Satan.
Marilyn, I thought you love
Love
the
the
Jews. You
synagogue of
say
Satan.
I love the Jews, and then
I
you're
love,
like, and then he says I love,
the
and then he
I
says I
love
love the
the-
Jews. You're like, oh God.
yes,
I don't think
Marilyn.
you actually love
Yes.
the Jews, Marilyn. With all due respect, I don't think you do.
the synagogue
Marilyn.
of Satan.
Marilyn, let me teach you something that I recently learned. You know how we're taught to love our enemies? Well, what I learned is that your biggest enemy, your nemesis, is actually when you realize what they are and what you can learn from them. That's when you can love them more than you can really love your closest allies, because you realize what it means to love your enemy and how truly deeply you can learn by loving them. Like, that's where real growth.
I've got a few T-shirts, Steel Man. I know.
Kokomo, thank you for the
Shout out
15
NC
bucks.
Nemesis. Check them out on
Act 3, that's right.
Apple
That's right,
Music.
Kokomo. I finally made it. Shout out
Because
to
Marilyn-
Nemesis.
Well, Marilyn, it's our enemies that test
On
us. It's
Spotify,
easy to
dude.
love all of our friends. It's easy to love all of our allies. We're only being tested when we when we
There's
come across
no
our enemies, right?
virtue. There's no virtue in having enemies forever. These people either need to shut the hell up and get out of my freaking way, or until the dust settles.
Marilyn, how much do you think, honest
I'm not
question,
trying to
Marilyn,
learn
how much do you think the
anything from
Jews are
enemies.
actually affecting your day-to-day life? Like,
Time is up.
honestly. Like, how much do you think
Time
your
is up.
day-to-day life is being messed with by the Jews?
Snake-wise, clockwise.
Hey, my whole day right now is being messed up by the Jews. It never ceases.
Do you not
I'm gonna
think
say
that
a
maybe
strong
you're like
4%.
there's like a Jew maybe inside of you, Marilyn, that's like messing your days up?
Why?
Wait, are you saying she's what's it called, a trans Jew?
Oh
Well,
my
it's just
No, because
like, what are the Jews actually like? They kind of just become
Let's
this
talk about that.
amorphous about like all the problems. It's the Jews, but like you said, your day's being messed up. I mean, you're having a conversation. You're choosing to have this conversation. You don't have to be talking about it. So it's like, are the Jews messing your day up, or are you messing your own day up?
Let's
Well,
talk about
she
the real
probably
Jews,
did
though.
have to get gas today. If she got gas, then that bumps it up at least 3%.
That's true.
I've
Well,
not
you know
gotten
about the
gas today, but I could.
Confluence. I'm sure you know about the Kabbalistic Jews, right? The ancient Jews, the ancient Kabbalistic Jews of the Kabbalah, right?
Freaking love the Kabbalah.
This is, I think, what a lot of people are missing. What people are really talking about when they're talking about the true Jews. We're talking about the esoteric, Kabbalistic Jews who actually created the written language that we have today. You know what I'm saying? These symbols that
Spells
came out of
and
circles and
witchcraft.
triangles and shit. Yeah, out of witchcraft, right? They created these spells, these sigils that we use as dollar bills and all this shit. Everything. These spells that we write as scripts and we sign these contracts, you know.
Words.
And we bind ourselves to all of these, you know, things. And what I'm trying to get at is we are living submersed in Judaism, right?
Yep.
That's the
drowning
true
in
evil
it.
of Judaism, right? If we could get away from it all, we would be back into nature, back into
I'm
our original
suffocating
state.
in Judaism.
But do you get what I'm saying? Like, how is Marilyn's life at this exact moment? Like right now, I feel happy. I'm having a good time. I'm talking to my friends on Discord. I'm playing a video game.
You have Stockholm syndrome. Children are dying right now of starvation.
I understand, but I don't know if we took away all the Jews, I don't know if we're gonna like take away all starvation. I don't know if the Jews are 100% responsible for everything bad that ever happens to anyone. But you did say, Marilyn, that the Jews have a patent on cancer, which I still have to make that into a soundbite because that is the best Marilynism I think I've ever heard. That the Jews have patented cancer.
Definitely have a patent on cancer.
The whole community,
Actually,
not just one person.
I actually do think that Marilyn might. I wonder if what happened is she had like a Jewish friend when she was growing up, and the Jewish friend stole her lunch money or something like that. and that's why
No,
she
y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Jew is not necessarily a noun. It's not a people or a race. It could be a verb. These people
Yeah,
are
like to Jew somebody. It
spiritually
can be a verb.
bankrupt. It's like demonic.
The act of being evil, Jew.
Is Jew.
I wish you just maybe use a different name then, I think, because I think it's very confusing.
No, it's perfect. It's absolute
it is
because
perfect,
it ties
Andre.
in. It ties in everything. It ties in the whole reason we are under any of this hierarchical. Someone is above
I mean,
us,
she's right
and
about that, right?
someone is below
so
us.
Moses, I don't mean to interrupt, but she's right. The law, right? The written law, the prison system, the judges, all that stuff, all of that is from like Jewish law.
No, it's from
it's kind of base. It's kind of the best system we have.
The Jews have been wandering in the desert for 40 years. Every 40 years, they don't ever get out of the desert. They never find the land of milk and honey because they're being exiled. Why are they being exiled? Because they're filthy, mean,
Hold on, see
heinous
now.
people.
Hold on a second. Listen. Here's one thing, Marilyn. I know
Idol
my brothers.
worshippers.
I know my brothers by how they treat their enemies. You know what I'm saying? I know the followers of Christ by how they treat the ones they hate. And when you talk
That's
bad
cool.
about somebody, I know that you're off. You're off. Remember, Christ had no place to lay his head. So when you sit here and talk about, these people are wandering because they're dogs or whatever, you can say the same thing about Christ, and it's just not an accurate statement. You know, it's a fallacy.
I'm talking about the victimhood that they have
Jesus was a
taken
Jew.
in order to get power. Jesus didn't use his equality with God, something to be used to his own advantage. These people do. They know their God and they use it to their own advantage, and they create
I agree
idols
with all of
and
that. But Christ already forgave them for that. What are you mad about it for?
I'm mad because I'm still being under their rule, and it's not just. It's not just. that I'm still under this rule.
So then be mad at God for that. Is that what you're saying? That's like Job saying that wasn't
Be
just
mad
at
at
all.
God.
Why,
No.
when God took away everything from Job
You
for no
don't
good
be
reason.
mad at God. It's not God that's doing it. It is people that have the power of God that are using it wickedly and believing lies and taking advantage of the situation.
I don't know.
It is not
Stillman's about to
God.
bring up a good point, especially with Job.
It's not God's fault.
Because
Well,
you
I,
could
It's not
probably
God's
say it's
fault.
more directly God's fault in the story of Job.
Absolutely not.
I think
You
Maryland's
would say
Absolutely
not.
doing what we're calling
You don't
hope.
think God took everything away from Job to test his faith?
I think Job took everything away from Job.
Interesting.
That's kind of victim blaming, don't you think?
Well, no, she's actually making my point. She's making my point. So Job took everything away from Job, and so that's what I'm saying. Stop giving your power up to these people. Marilyn, if you think you're God, if Job is God, he took everything away from himself with his own karma, and stop. It wasn't the Jews that took it away. He had his own karma, right, or whatever. God and him. It was
Wait,
between
in the story of
him and
Job,
God.
what was the karma?
Yeah, he did nothing wrong in the story.
Yeah, it was
Well,
literally
I'm
a
not
test
saying.
of faith.
Even if I go with Maryland, you can go with either one, right? You can say either God was in control or Job was in control, but the Jews weren't the ones who fucking blame. And
So maybe it was the Jewery in Job. He needed to kill the disease of
But then, Marilyn, couldn't you say the
Jew
same
in
about
Job.
you? Like I said, there's a little Jew inside of you, Marilyn, that's causing you to be unhappy. You got to kill the Jew within, not the Jew without.
Oh
That's
my
the little
God.
Jew that lives inside of you.
No, that's like it
Inside
right there.
every man is two Jews, okay, and you have to pick which one to feed.
No, one's a Jew, one's a Gentile.
No, but yeah, he's talking about the cup. You know what I'm saying? The inside of the cup and the outside. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. We cannot let our inner peace be like affected, because you got to remember David in the lion's den or whatever. You know, they threw him in the lion's den, or the guy that went into the furnace or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And literally went into the furnace and survived. What I'm saying is, you can't blame the furnace.
This is just an excuse to cover up that the Jews are in charge and they are in control of us and they are making us pay for things and work by the sweat of our brow. You can't just not blame them for that.
You use Jews as a spiritual bypass, though, Marilyn, for every instead
Well,
of like
okay, let me ask you this.
identifying your actual stuff that you're unhappy with.
What evidence do you have Jews are doing that? What evidence or what proof do you have?
Democracy, maybe?
Ever heard of
That
it?
is very
Kurt?
Maybe all of the government and them even holding a position. I mean,
That
it's
is also
clear.
Jewish.
It's
The president
clear.
and Congress and the Senate
None
are
of
mostly
that.
non-Jews.
But they
Listen.
love their Jews.
The
But
whole
it's all working in
Listen,
your favor.
when
That's
we
what's missing.
came over here to America and settled, and the British were the Jews, and we the Patriots were trying to have freedom, and they had to, because of the tax and the British crap, come up with our own system, which we didn't want to. We weren't even thinking about doing. We only had to because of the fights we had with Britain and their tax laws and how controlling they were over us over there. We wanted freedom away from that crap. We literally had to make a system in order to become just like them, to fight them. It's a disease. The loyalists, if there was no loyalists that were pretending to be patriots, we probably wouldn't be in the mess we are right now. But it's still a disease, like all of it. Having to come up with the Declaration of Independence, having to come up with all of it, every bit of paper that they had to write down is a testament of just signing everyone's life away, just making sure we're all just a number rather than free and happy and well, and treating others above ourselves, and others' interests above our own. That is being Christ-like. Instead of doing that, we're actually having to create paperwork and all these psyops and all this greed and all
I think
this
you should.
taxation. It's
Well, I
insane.
officially have bingo.
So I think that what happens is capitalism and any successful economic system requires some level of selfishness. Like Milton Friedman
There you
observed
go.
that you basically, in order to grow, one thing Friedman observed is that basically capitalism and socialism both require some degree of selfishness, and that what capitalism does is by having the selfishness, having people pursue their self-interest in a market means that they're incentivized to innovate, so that way they can sell their goods and services to consumers. So selfishness drives innovation.
Yeah, Kirk, that's Jew talk.
Well, no, in that kind of market, right? In a capitalist society, it does, right? But we're talking.
Well, most economists, most people who study macroeconomics are capitalists to some extent.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's
she's
true.
talking about like this utopian world, where like we will throw our gold and silver in the streets, and like instead of the earth will provide the food that we need. Then here's the ultimate idea: is that we all live on the equator, where we are supposed to live. We don't need tools to survive. Fruit grows naturally around us. We don't even need shelters because it's beautiful weather.
No paperwork, etc.
Yeah, no paperwork, etc. When you get into paperwork, well, I believe the word British means man of contract. So that's exactly what it is. It's very similar to Jewish, British, Jewish. It probably is stemming from the same lineage of etymology of man of contract or something like that. Exactly. So to get away from being men of contract and getting back to where we were supposed to be living, which is on the equator, the earth provides, and that's a simple life.
No, I think we should have some degree of selfishness, and so to incentivize people to innovate their and produce, because if people produce for their self-interest, that'll be good for society as a whole. Because
you're wanting to go back to after the fall, where now we have to work from the sweat of our brow. Let's all farm the land. Let's all cut down the trees and plant the harvest and all this shit. No, it's like, why don't we just let nature produce, its abundance of coconut trees and abundance of fruit trees and all these different, but not super diverse, because, most animals don't have a huge diverse diet, right?
Live where their food is. Don't live in deserts. Don't live in the snow. Live where the food is. That's a good start too. Dumbasses.
Anson,
it's my buddy.
If you don't have some amount of greed and selfishness, then you can't innovate, because you can't have an incentive to you don't have an incentive to innovate.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a fucking idiot, Kirk. You're like 18 years old. You don't even know if you're a fucking man or not. You get no opinions on anything.
Anson, I want to let you talk, and I know you think it's funny, man, but I want a chill speech, man. You got to be nice to this guy. He's cool,
I ain't gotta be nice to nobody. Fuck that. I'll be as mean as fucking I want to be, especially that fucking retard who doesn't know he's a fucking man. Fuck him.
Dude, you look like Osho, but you just don't talk like him quite yet,
I get what you're saying, Steelman, but like everyone has always been cordial and forced to be cordial in order not to like be real and honest about a lot of things.
He can be real and honest, I know, but what I'm saying is I'm trying to get the Panelverse away from just fucking insulting each other.
Let's stop. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I
go
really
in and
want
just
to
talk shit to people and try and belittle them. But dude, this is like a real person, and he's like, I want to have a real, genuine conversation and not just try and like fucking shut people down or talk shit to them,
I feel like we need to stop idolizing words. We need to stop idolizing words and giving words more power than telling the truth. Telling the truth and being as brute about it as possible should stop people from doing it in the future, don't you think? Just like somebody getting punched in the face, and never got punched in the face before, they probably will think twice about coming at somebody crazy again. It's the same way. You put on fake smiles and people just run away and get away with everything. But if you start checking people and they know they could get roasted or completely put in their place, they probably would be less
if he was
of a vicious
false, I don't know,
animal.
maybe I missed something, but I don't.
Just saying, I feel like it needs to be done for a time, just for a short time.
Maybe I missed something. I need to go back and like shit, man. I don't know. Maybe it's over my head.
Yeah. So Steelman, I was thinking, like, do mushrooms grow well from the river to the sea?
Oh my Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know this.
I mean, you're the mushroom expert. I was just asking like a horticultural question.
I don't really know.
Horticulture is pretty cool.
What that means. From the river to the sea.
Yeah, I was just asking about like the biomes that are good for mushroom growing. Is like from the river to the sea a good biome for mushroom growing?
Well, okay, the biomes that are so they grow basically everywhere, right? They're in the air you breathe right now. My buddy before this all came out, he once said aliens are here on this planet and they're here to eat our food. If you want to find them, just leave a sandwich out, and they'll start eating it, right?
They'll eat us. They've come to eat us.
But because they come in the form of mold, it's one of the parts of the Trinity, right? God is omnipresent throughout the globe. It's the spore that's in the air you're breathing. It's in your bloodstream, and we can get into how prayer could work, right? It's in your bloodstream, and it's through your blood-brain barrier. It's in your so when you think, you can actually communicate with these spores in your blood, which are actually communicated through all unregulated airspace throughout the globe, right? So the spores.
It sounds like a massive infection on a global scale. Like if you had a stack of money, would it infect the money also?
Well, that's what's beautiful about them. Not only when you take the psilocybin and it helps people deal with the passing to the other side, like cancer patients and stuff, because it gives you a look into the other side. Well, that's because mushrooms eventually take everything to the other side. They are the mediator between this place and the next place. They feed on what's called saprobic nutrition, which means they only feed on dead organic matter. Well, some of them, right? There's going to be different ones where they can eat plastics. They'll eat everything. Everything will eventually be eaten by these mushrooms, and that's the beauty of it. We'll all be taken by it.
Ag says that the psilocybin does grow in Middle East. So.
Oh, it grows everywhere. Psilocybin grows on every single continent on the planet. Jesus does not hide himself.
Except Antarctica. Anyone. We've been through this.
Okay, exactly. That's why bringing us full circle. That's why we're only supposed to live on the equator, right?
Antarctica's a psyop. Antarctica's a psyop.
That's true. Just a giant ice wall.
There you go. That's the answer. Confluence.
Yeah, the Jews created Antarctica. You didn't know that?
Yeah, they built the ice wall to keep us in from seeing the truth.
Some real shit. That's some real shit.
The thing I'm confused about is why Mr. Beard Facade over here is saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, when I don't think anyone on this panel knows anything about economics, and I think I know more than anyone else here about economics.
Dude, you actually took a hit at that. You actually let him affect you.
First of all, I admit that I really don't know anything about economics. So then, when somebody talks to me about economics, I really don't
bragging about having Stockholm syndrome.
What, Maryland? I'm fucking what?
It is. It's like
true,
bragging
Brandon,
about having.
True.
Knowing
everyone's idolizing
economics.
words and worshiping death.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with Maryland. Judeo-capitalism is the reason why our economy is falling apart. We have to shed ourselves of the Judeo-capitalism and take control of our economy again. Good point, Maryland.
Economy down.
Dude, no, our system, our monetary system has been infected by the Jews, right? So we got to fix it.
I don't want any systems. I want y'all all to go away.
No
system.
That's not very nice.
All of
I
us?
mean, out of my business, out of my wallet, out of my food, everything. I want nobody to have nothing, none of that. Nope.
You don't want anybody to eat?
I mean, I want people to eat. I just don't want anybody to be in charge of it. I don't want it to be that serious.
Well, where are we going to get the food?
I got to say, she's getting at the core of my ultimate nature philosophy and the equator philosophy, which is we have to live on the equator. In order to make this happen, you can't
There's too many people, Steel Man. We could not live on the equator. What do we do now?
Well, that's
How
why
many,
do
we kill people?
You've seen the Georgia Guidestones, right? That's why people are saying, oh, the population's decreasing. We need to fix it. What do you mean we need to fix it? No, we don't. We need to let it keep decreasing naturally.
No,
and then,
the population is not decreasing.
Oh my God, this is not.
Globally, no.
No, it's Western. It's Western.
Our birth
populations
rates
is-
suck, but globally,
Yeah,
our
so-
population is growing every year.
Third world populations are increasing. China, what is it?
Okay,
India
so
is
not
about
necessarily
what?
globally, right? I'm just,
Well, India's
yeah.
about 1.3 billion right now.
Listen, they psyop us. There's plenty of room. What it is they cloud us. They put us all in cities where they have electricity and the water pipes and stuff. They get us all in here in like little cages. They make us all to make us seem like we're overcrowded when there's plenty of land.
Yeah, we're in human zoos.
Hold on,
I agree.
Yeah, we are.
Answer, hold on. I got an important question to ask Marilyn.
I don't agree with that.
I got an important fucking question to ask Marilyn. Would you rather live in a house without AC or with AC?
I mean, with AC, of course, but I wouldn't care. I mean, if you live somewhere, there are ways
you guys,
to get around
see, you got to get
that.
back to see what I'm saying, you guys.
Free energy. There's free energy.
She would rather live outside. No, she would rather live outside in the tropics. She would rather live outside in the tropics than in a house with AC or out AC. That's the point you guys are missing.
So, do you really believe that you can live in the middle of the Florida heat or the middle of the desert heat without AC?
Not the desert. Like, we need to live in
I
the
live in
tropics
Florida.
areas.
I live in Florida, and I've
certain-
lived
So do I,
plenty of
Maryland, and I
times.
know exactly how fucking hot it is
With no
here in
AC.
Florida. You cannot survive in a house that's 80 degrees constantly in Florida in the summer. You
Oh my
I
God,
don't
it's beautiful. You just
understand
sit
why
outside in the shade.
we can't have AC. No.
I hate AC, dude. I hate AC. No, I would rather live outside in the shade on a hot day, in a tropical area. That's the thing.
There's ways around this. There's innovative ways around what you're saying.
Like section.
Doing it.
Get out of your house.
Yeah, Steelman, what's stopping you?
Confluence.
Go outside
Yeah,
and live in the
nobody's
woods.
stopping you guys from living
Yeah,
this
no,
way. You could just go fucking do it, but you won't because you like
Go
the
fucking do it.
pleasantries of America. And
I like the
systems
idea
that
of
give
living
those
in like a
pleasantries.
rainforest, but I don't think I'd actually like it in practice, which is why I'm
You
not doing
can
it.
fucking do it right now, but you won't.
No, see, I can't really do it right now, but I think I will.
Oh, that's
you know?
bullshit. You absolutely could do it right now. You could move right now. Nobody's stopping you but you.
Well, the thing is, like, in reality, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
It's not
You
just
literally
that,
can get a
though.
plane ticket right now, go out there into the fucking woods and build a little hut for yourself. You
It's not
absolutely could.
just that,
You
though.
don't want to.
Everybody should be happy. It's not
Well,
just
no,
that,
it's just
though.
I have like actual responsibilities and stuff that
Oh, excuses.
you know what I'm saying.
Oh, so wait, your kids couldn't survive in the same climate that you would want to?
Yeah, you
Well,
said
so
everyone
I
can
don't know.
survive
I mean,
there.
I'm
Bring your family.
accoladed.
You said everyone.
No, hold. Well,
Bring them
gotta
with
look-
you.
okay.
What's the problem?
Yeah, because
Provide
you
food
gotta
for them.
understand
You
that
know
I
the hunt,
wasn't.
right?
I wasn't. You gotta understand that I was raised in this culture. I'm not acclimated to that environment, so I don't know. But
Oh my god.
if I knew that information,
That
that would
That
be
is not my-
You're too scared to do it. You don't know how to build a little hut for yourself. You don't know how to hunt or fish. You don't know how to be a gatherer. What are you talking about? You grew up in a society, and therefore you can't go do any of this shit. That makes no sense, dude.
People go out
I'm
in the
sorry
woods
if
all
you
the
can
time,
grasp
just
that
find
basic
fish,
concept.
you
I think it
have
actually
fun.
does make sense.
Children
Yeah,
are
yeah,
dying and
expand upon it.
starving. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and what are you doing? Are you donating your money
You're
to
not.
save them from dying? No.
In Africa.
Steelman, he's not
People to do
sticking
it.
up for the weak people. Steelman, he's not sticking up for the weaker
Neither are
people.
you. You're not doing anything to help them.
Oh no, I already understand this guy's coming out of that.
We aren't. Give me a break. The Jews are in charge and they run everything. They
You
make sure
are
we
doing
stay poor.
anything
Don't
to
even
help
try
them.
that.
You're
You
just
crap.
complaining.
You're the
You
you Jew.
But not
I've
the sock yet.
I guarantee if you got 23andMe, you have Jewish in your blood. Bet me
I got
money.
lots of things to help. What
Yeah, I
kind of
wanna see
things?
a
What kind of things
23andMe,
do you need
Mara.
to help?
Hockey.
It's not
50%
about the race.
Ashkenazi.
It's about the behavior. It's about the gatekeeping, handling behavior that he's showing.
Wait, is Maryland an Ashkenazi Jew?
50%,
Fuck
I
no.
think.
Hey, Steelman, what the fuck's
Absolutely not.
That's what Avarice told me.
Yeah.
Stop
He
it.
said he grabbed a lock of your hair and sent it in.
Yeah, have you ever done a 23andMe?
No.
You
It's
should.
not
and then
about
show us
that.
the
It's about
results.
your damn disease that you
It
have.
is about it.
Mental
You go
disease.
around and
Not
you're
sticking
hateful
up for the
to people
weaker
when they don't
person.
agree with you, so it
Not
sounds like you
thinking
do
of
the
a
same
way to
thing.
make sure nobody has to work, but always
You
wanting
aren't either.
someone to have a job and work for
You're
you
just complaining
or for
about it.
somebody else. You
You're
have a
just complaining about it. You're not doing anything, so you have the same disease.
I do not.
You do too.
Okay, then what have you done to change the problem that you're complaining
Like I said.
Nothing. Nothing.
You are just
about the Jews.
Why is this guy
Just
so
answer the
gaslighting?
question. Quit dodging. Just answer the
You
question.
have complaints, but you gotta.
I'm not gaslighting you. I asked you a question. She's not. She's not answering it.
She's trying to answer
Calling
the
me a gaslighter.
No,
No,
I told
calling me a gaslighter is not an answer.
I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge. You're not even letting me talk.
She doesn't need a white knight.
Yeah, she's like you like asked her a bunch of questions and then when you talk,
No,
you like
one
talk over
question.
her
She
because
called me a
you're like
gaslighter.
I'm just gonna mock her constantly instead of letting her say anything, and that's my method of arguing. Because even though I think she's a dumb bitch, I'm gonna keep doing it anyway because that's how I argue. Because I'm fucking Section 230 and I'm a fucking prick.
Still not gonna fuck you. Still not gonna fuck you, Anson. Calm down.
God, I love my channel so fucking much. Holy shit.
Anson, calm down.
Yeah, just keep on talking, dude.
I got something.
Well, you guys do it too, so why shouldn't I?
He's a coward.
So answer my question.
Hold on. Marilyn,
I don't answer your question. The Jews are in charge.
What are you going to do about the Jews, Marilyn? What are you going to do
I
about
can't hear Frankie over Maryland, so go ahead again, Frankie. What did you say?
I'm not in charge of it.
Go ahead, Frankie. What did you say?
People that are in charge can easily fix it overnight.
Marilyn, is that what you're going to do?
What?
Look, see, everybody keeps saying it's the Jews' fault. Is the Jews' fault? The Jews are the problem.
Right.
Well, what are you going to do about the Jews, huh? What are you going to do about them? Are you going to start exiting them out of reality?
No, we need to tell everybody it's the Jews, and we need to make them stop. Nobody knows it's the Jews. You're sticking up for the Jews. Listen to you. You're mad. I'm blaming the Jews. You need to be mad at the Jews, not me.
No, I ain't mad at nobody.
That's the problem.
I don't think it's healthy for you to blame the Jews, Marilyn.
But it is. It is. We need to come to terms with that. Truly.
Yeah, I don't know, Marilyn.
Stream on. I'm trying to watch you die.
Yeah.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
Can you, Marilyn? I think that you might be confused.
That just proves my point even more.
Marilyn, there's some good Jews though, right? It's not all Jews. It's like the state of Israel specifically and the Zionists, right?
Listen, we're all God, even the Jews. But right now, the Jews are in power with their doctrine, with their whole system is in charge. You can't say that's racist when that's what's happening. That's just what it is.
Well, I wasn't talking about race. I was talking about
feel it was going to happen. Confluence.
I want to ask a serious question, Marilyn. Who caused Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
What?
Who caused Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
The Jews, obviously.
It was the Japanese.
Obviously.
You guys are really that fucking stupid. It was
the Japanese refused to submit, right?
I'm sure that wouldn't have happened if they weren't impoverished from the Jews already. They would never even have fought. They would have been fine.
Man, I didn't know the Jews had that much influence back during that time.
Yeah,
the whole
3 years before their country existed, you'd be shocked.
You don't. Oh my God, y'all are so thick with
you're fucking stupid.
ideology.
You're fucking stupid.
You can't even see. No, you just can't even see how long it's been going on under different names.
They're paying this.
Marilyn, like,
prove any of it.
Well, no, like they run the media, they run the comedy shows and like the media, the music industry, all the propaganda machine. They probably like
the newspapers,
run the politics stuff. So like, I'm with you on all that, like, but I'm also like,
what's your final solution, man? What's your final solution?
My final solution
I know
is like.
You want to be nice to them to fix them. You want to fix them.
I don't give a damn about them. I'm never going to encounter them, right? So my solution is
just like kill them. Are you going to find Jews and kill them?
To be nice to my family and people around me and stuff,
I think we should be careful.
Let's stop.
Wait.
No,
Frankie, how can they control the whole system, but you're also never going to run into them? That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's that?
Steelman.
You said. Listen, hold on, Steelman. You said that they run the whole system. They're the cause of every bad thing that happens on the planet, right? But you said you're never going to run into them. That makes no sense, dude. That's double speak.
Well, I didn't say they're the cause of every bad thing on the planet. Let's just that was a strong.
Yeah. So how if they're in every single system, from financial to economic, agriculture, and everything, how are you not going to run into them?
No, I'm saying I'm not. She's saying you're gonna be nice to them, right? And I'm saying, well, I'm not like gonna bump into like a Jew and be like, hey, like I know you're running the.
You are. They're in every country, right? And in every government, right? And they're in all the banks,
but I never
right?
meet.
You don't go to the bank. You don't go to the grocery store. They should be in all of these, aren't they?
No, but what
There's
I'm saying is I
even
don't,
one
right?
on
Like,
panel.
But let's be real, like, right?
He's
Like, I
not
don't
a
go to
real
the
one,
bank.
though. He's a wannabe.
I use online banking. You know what I'm saying? I like.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you order everything online from Amazon, which is also run by the Jews, right?
Yeah, but exactly. What I'm saying is I've never met. But no, but I'm saying I don't meet Jeff Bezos
So
or
you never leave your house?
Workers. I am.
You
I work
never
for
leave
Amazon.
your house?
I mean, no, I sell on Amazon from my house.
Wait a minute,
right?
you
So,
work for?
Oh, he works for a Jew.
Well, I don't work for
You
Amazon.
work?
I'm an independent contractor, right, or whatever.
Well, you work for them. You get paid with them. What's up,
Section,
Frankie?
did I hear you correctly saying that Steelman
not
believes
employed.
that every tragedy is the Jews' fault, right?
I mean, that's what I gather from what they're saying.
No, what I'm saying is, you guys can't
Nobody
deny
said
that the
that.
Jews are. I'm saying you guys cannot deny that the Jews are running the media. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to try and deny that, then we can go ahead and
No,
go with the fact.
that's not true, Steelman. You can make an argument that's accurate, right? They have an outsized influence over large sectors of the economy, specifically within banking and within media. They have an outsized influence in specific areas compared to their proportion of the population, but they don't control it.
That's true.
You're making a monolithic claim. That's the problem here.
But I'm saying, I'm steel manning her position and saying, yeah, the Jews do have a disproportional representation within the media, and they are influencing the population on large.
In mainstream media, sure, yeah. And that doesn't mean they control the whole thing.
They've got a foothold in alternative media. Also, there's a large Zionist ownership of Salem Media, which is a lot of the right wing, like online influencers.
Yeah, all of these rappers, all the famous gangster rappers are Jewish. All the famous comedians are Jewish. Basically, all.
How is Tupac Jewish?
I guarantee you, even Tupac. I bet you I could look it up and find out he's Jewish. I mean, you find out who is it? Like Rick Ross is Jewish. Fucking Future is Jewish. Fucking.
Are we talking like Black Israelite Jewish or regular Jewish?
Drake is Jewish.
Yeah, Drake is Jew. They all have these. Yeah, exactly. They all have those stupid little quinceañeras or whatever the hell Jews call them.
Lenny Kravitz is half Jewish.
They have Mexican birthdays?
Yeah, it's the Jewish birthday, whatever the Jews call it. It's the same thing, you know.
Bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Quinceañera.
Yeah, exactly. they all have those things. You know
Steelman, have you gotten the 23andMe done? You're probably Jewish too.
Yeah, but see, I'm not involved. That's what I'm saying. I don't do 23andMe and shit because I already know that the Jews are running that kind of shit. I don't go to the doctors and have them do their Jewish shit. I don't go to the public schools and have them do. I don't consume like mainstream movies and shit because I get it all that. So that's what I'm saying. I just ignore their shit and do my shit. You know.
So you have a problem with the culture, not the ethnicity, right? So just because you're part Jewish, you're like, but I don't engage in Jewish things, and therefore. I only like the bad things that they. I only dislike the bad things that they do, but not them as a people. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I don't even dislike the bad things that they do because as the Illuminati, right, I understand that everything is working for the benefit of me. So there is nothing to dislike. I just understand that everything is working out for the greater good of God, and I accept that, and I see everything as good.
No. It is constant fear porn. It's constant fear porn. It's a constant agenda. We are an experiment. You can't sit there and slack it off like that. Like it's not a serious issue that's happening, making people dumb and crazy. And just say, oh, just because I don't ingest it doesn't mean everybody's losing their minds.
No, but as the Illuminati, right? You say, yeah, you got a bunch of dumb.
That Big Pun was a Jew.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Tupac, let me see.
Prove to me that Big Pun.
I'd be surprised if he was.
Big Pun was a Jew.
Yeah, let's see.
Was a Jew. Prove it.
Can we all agree that Jewish people are beautiful, wonderful human beings as individuals, and we're not casting aspersions against individuals?
I agree.
I just looked at,
really
by the way,
I agree.
No,
I
Marilyn
not
wants them
Jews,
gone.
but certain individuals that
She wants them
pretend they're
gone.
Jews and they're not really Jews.
You live with hate in their
Are,
hearts.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
okay, you want me to? I just Googled it, you know, and there's an
Idle
article
words
here.
are preferred.
For the first time, I just Googled it in this, you know, there's a whole article here talking about the secret Jewish history of Tupac Shakur. I mean, I haven't read
That
this yet,
sounds
but
so legit. That sounds very reliable, Steelman.
guys, we can hate
I'm saying, I don't know, look it up, and I'm sure you can probably find some information on it. You know, I wouldn't doubt if you had some quinceañera and shit.
Was there a second shooter on the grassy knoll? Is that
saying
what
quinceañera.
Well, we can hate the Jews. Let's just not hate Big Soda.
Yeah, first JFK, then Tupac. That's what the Jews did.
Yeah, the Jews caused Pearl Harbor. The Jews caused Hiroshima, Nagasaki. The Jews caused El Alamein. The Jews caused Berlin.
Yeah, but it's true, dude. It's true.
I don't know about any of those. I don't know about any of those.
See, Frankie, you're finally starting to understand. I thought you'd never come around, man.
Yeah. Listen, so say you concede to all. Can you concede to all that real quick with us, and then we can be on the same page?
Concede the argument? Sure. Yeah, I'll just concede my entire argument.
What's your argument?
Sure.
Your argument is that they're not
responsible?
Is your argument that they're not responsible for this shit? Do we really need to get into the fucking?
I mean, the things that Frankie said, yeah, they're not responsible for that. I don't think you can find no direct examples of responsibility.
Y'all need to read.
You got to read the secret history of the Jews starting all the Pearl Harbor and stuff. Okay.
So you want me to read German literature to find out that Japan was or Nagasaki and Hiroshima was caused by Jews?
Okay, yeah, everybody.
Yeah, they blamed everything wrong in their society on them, but you know we should trust them when they say that everything else in the world was also created by them.
Why do you think
they did that?
Because they just hated them.
Tell me that
Maybe because they just hated them. They wanted to make everyone else hate them.
No, they needed someone to blame. They needed someone to blame, and so they found the person, and then they started blaming them.
If you look far enough back, you will see exactly that it's true.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
All
If
right,
you
all right,
read this book,
here's this.
Or listen to the audiobook.
Even the book doesn't prove that it's true. It's just a claim still.
Bro, I got a question. For Steelman and Maryland. Who caused the Night of the Long Knives, the burning of the Reichstag? Who caused it?
Frankie, that's an easy answer. The Jews.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was the Jews, bro.
Prove it.
At this point, you can just make up a historical event that didn't happen, and Steelman would be like, "That was the Jews too." Yeah.
Wasn't that Benjamin Netanyahu? I thought that was BB.
I think it was BB.
I think so.
Yeah.
BB. Hey, can we take a moment of silence for BB? He's got ass cancer.
That's true.
Ass cancer's no laughing matter, Soda.
It's not. I didn't mean it as a laughing matter. That's why I wanted a moment of silence.
Don't laugh, Soda.
Okay, but Confluence, I don't know what it's called, but like the thing in Zen where they teach like an extreme on the opposite side, like to correct one thing, right? So, you can say, that's all it is. It's I wish they would just come to. All I'm trying to say is I'm trying to get him to come to the middle and not be so extreme on saying no, the Jews didn't do anything. Yeah, look it up. They are behind a lot of it. There is a huge conspiracy behind it. I'm not concerned about it. I don't give a two damns about it.
The problem is you say the Jews are responsible for it instead of saying the individual Jewish person is responsible for it, and that would help your argument out so much.
So it's like some esoteric Kabbalistic Jews, you know? It's a small group.
The Zionist political movement.
Oh my God! You don't have to say Jew.
You can just say Zionist political movement, right? And that would be more accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's the dog.
To be honest, it probably would. I mean,
I have a question.
Probably wouldn't be quite as.
Let's
Go ahead,
circle
section.
the sphere, though. Steelman. So, because some black people commit violent crimes, does that mean we should just blame the blacks?
Yes.
No.
Well, I will say what I'm going to say
That's
is
applying the same logic, man. Keep that same
what I'm going to
energy.
say is that there are some truths to stereotypes.
I'll keep that same energy. I'll stand 10 toes down.
So it's all blacks, right? It's all monolith.
Yep.
No. So nobody's saying it's all Jews, right? That's
like you say.
We just
when you say it,
no. Anson just clarified
it's monolith.
that. Anson,
Even
what he did,
we all just clarified that.
No,
in,
he
in
did.
his
You
book,
guys
in
didn't
Mein
agree
Kampf,
that.
No, we do agree. In Mein Kampf, the mustache man himself says it's a small group of basically esoteric Kabbalistic Jews. It's not all of them. It's this small.
Can't believe you've actually let Mein Kampf influence your worldview, Steel Man. That's fucking crazy.
No.
Like
You
you
need to
guys
listen
would
to it, bro.
It's the
Jewish
Judeo-Catholic
people
Yeah.
instead of the Jews.
He's right though. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just say the blacks. Blame it on the blacks.
No, that's not what we're
It feels uncomfortable because you know that once we shift the paradigm
Okay, I see
like
what you're
that, it
saying.
suddenly becomes unpopular.
No, I see what
You
you're saying.
clarified
We need
it
to
for
merge.
blacks, and you clarified it after Anson said it, but up until that point, you guys were speaking in a monolith.
I have not spoken on monolith one time unless I was being absurd.
No, not you, Anson. You're the one that clarified. I'm saying
Okay,
Marilyn
Anson.
and Steelman here have been speaking in a monolith up until you
Fair enough.
clarified.
Yeah, he clarified that. Now, Anson, help us clarify this, okay?
That again.
Yeah, so I can clarify this. Yeah, so it's not the blacks; it's the ghetto thugs, right? Like, so it's the ones that are descended from the slaves that didn't actually, have a civilized life. It's not the slave-owning blacks, because there were several thousand slave-owning blacks in the United States, and those are the civilized.
The first slave owner was black. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
several thousand
Anson.
black slave owners. Yeah, and
Anson,
so
help me merge this gap. I want to merge
Yeah.
how Israel as a state and these esoteric Jews are controlling Israel. Is that what's going on?
What year was Israel founded?
I don't know, 1948.
1948.
May 6th,
Hold on
May
a second.
1948.
You're getting into
All right.
like the League of Nations, right? And the founding of that, like after World War II and stuff. And we can get
Yeah,
into,
so
the World War II being the conspiracy to create Israel. These Jews were working behind the scenes before that.
I don't know. I've looked deeply into that. And there's very limited evidence. The best evidence you have is they were trying to procure countries to support them in establishing a colony inside Israel.
Oh, and they just so happened to take over the Holy Land.
What happened?
Out of all places on earth.
What happened to the Jews? What happened to the Jews when they left Israel? Who made them leave Israel?
The Romans.
The Romans. So it
Yeah.
was the Romans' fault that this is all happening, right? If you want to
I
go
would say
down
God, but Anson
if you
would say
want
the
to go down
Roman.
that fucking paper trail, it was the Romans that caused all this.
Yeah. Yeah,
think it was the
and that and like we couldn't exterminate them, right? Because they're like rats, you know.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
So we exterminate
We
them
are
now?
on YouTube.
Should we exterminate them now, Anson?
No, of course not. They're humans.
Why not?
The people tried. Is my point.
Why not?
So because humans have dignity.
That's really not funny, you know.
Oh, okay. So
It's a little
are
funny.
the Jews human or not? Because
It is a
people
little
talk about the Jews like they're not human.
Yeah, a little bit.
People talk about Jews like they're not human.
No, I've never said that. I've never taken that position. I think all humans have dignity, even the ones that take up bad political. So my position has always been that this is a
Frankie,
political
rats
problem.
are human too. Rats are human too, Frankie.
Well,
Calm
rats
down.
are human too. Oh,
that
Rats don't serve a death toll.
Oh,
What
really?
about ever heard of the
Really?
Black Plague, Marilyn? Huh?
Yeah.
They don't serve a death toll.
Whoa, easy now. We don't need to get into Jewish conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Hold on.
Conspiracy theory.
I'm a Steelman on that topic. Do you think the Jews caused the Black Plague? You do, don't you? You fucking do. You fucking do. You fucking do think that. Holy shit.
Here's why. It was a lie, dude. Just like
Oh
the
no. Oh
Just like
no,
the sea event, dude.
Steelman.
Just like the WMD.
They invented the rat
It's all a lie, dude. History's a lie, man.
and released them upon us.
Well, I'll
History's
give you
a lie,
this.
dude. You can see it in the
you're
WMDs.
consistent.
Yeah, the
The
Jews turned into
WMDs
rats
You
and
can't
started biting
use
people.
the WMDs and then
Were the
and then Martin
old school,
Bailey
bro.
that into the Jews causing the Black Plague. Okay.
It seems
can't-
like the same thing.
Yeah, that's a
That seems
wild
legit.
transition.
That's a good.
No, it is the
that's a
same
good
thing.
chain of
because
logic.
Here,
I mean, it's
why, because this is their
biological
lie.
warfare, right?
Hold on, you know Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, the boogeyman of our century, just like the boogeyman of the last century.
Yeah,
was
they were
mustache
Jews
man.
too.
And you know how 9/11 was, there's conflicting
Hitler was
stories
also
about it.
Jewish too. So even
Yeah,
him
that's
and
true.
other Jews was.
Well, hang on, Steelman. It
the
wasn't
Jews
both of
still.
theirs. It was
Even
only
more
Osama bin
evidence.
Laden.
Yeah.
So it was just infighting. It's almost like black on black
Steelman
violence,
wants me
but
to read
it was
the
right.
Jewish propaganda known as Mein Kampf. Okay, that's crazy. Why would I read
Yeah,
the Jewish
if
book?
you haven't read it, if you haven't, I would say just listen to it, or everyone hates reading, but
But
I'm
why
telling
should
you,
we
man,
trust Mein Kampf if it was written, by a Jew?
That is
about
true.
Jews hurting other Jews. Why should we trust it?
Well, I'm saying that you want to at least listen to what the enemy is, or
Listen
their
to what the
so-called
Jews are saying.
what they're saying, right? You've heard it from one
Not.
side of the story. No, I'm saying you want to
It's
hear both sides of the
propaganda.
story, right?
You want to
Man,
hear both Jewish stories.
Both sides of the Jewish coin.
Well, how is Mustache Man? I mean, you're saying he's a Jew?
Yeah.
I believe on his mother.
You
I believe
definitely
on his
you didn't know that.
maternal side.
You're
Yeah.
recommending
He's not a
Mein Kampf
Jew.
to
That
us,
was
and you
fucking
didn't
like
know
that's
he was
Zionist
Jewish.
propaganda. That's nonsense.
I don't know.
Is
I,
that what you
I
guys are
think
getting
it's
at?
actually true.
That's
Anthony.
actually
Pretty
is
sure
true.
they did 23andMe and they knew he was Jewish.
Okay, so I don't really care if he is or not. What I'm saying is he's been demonized by our government, and he wrote a book. Apparently, they say, and when you read it, he sits there and gives his side of the story. And I would like to hear his side of the story. And when you hear his side of the story, it's like, oh wow, maybe they're full of shit.
Yes, Jews calling other Jews full of shit. We haven't seen that one before. Jesus.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's what I'm calling them right now. I'm saying their official stories on all of these, major events that they point and blame on somebody else is a lie. And these things where they say, oh, all these people are, doing this thing from this certain thing, and you need to get this jab and all that stuff. That's all a lie. And just like with the Black Plague and how they rewrite history and they say all these people died from, this thing during this time. No, that was a lie.
So what happened during the Black Plague?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Jewish people spit on us.
All I know is when they look into the history books, they say, look at the CVID, all these people that did this, and there was all these hospitals full of all these people. No, when you went to the hospitals at the time, they were all empty. Nobody was
That's just not.
Yeah,
That's
because the
just
bodies were in
not
the
true.
streets.
That's
So
just not
I think
true.
I think I
Have
can
you ever
bridge the
talked
gap.
do you
here
like
in-
personally know like a nurse or like a healthcare worker? Because I have talked to many, and the hospitals were absolutely overcrowded during the C-19.
Yeah, I had a coworker that died because of that. I guess the COVID.
No, I had
stuff.
family even. My dad, allegedly died from that, and it's like, no, he didn't. He died because the doctor put him on a respirator so that he could get paid for killing his ass on a respirator. I'm not fucking stupid.
Well, Michael Jackson.
But if you
No, I
put
mean, there's a lot of
someone
people
who's
who have the
healthy
same-
on a respirator,
I'm at work.
they're not going to die. But if you put someone with
I'm at work,
COVID on
I'm
a
in and out.
respirator, they will die.
Soda, I'm at work, so I'm in and out, so I catch part of it. I'm sorry.
I mean, we can get into the whole nonsense of
checked
that thing,
out.
you know what I'm saying? But that's
No, I want to hear what the
We're not
Black
even
Plague
allowed to-
theory is. I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Do you think no one died during the Black Plague?
wait.
Do you think it was just like Jewish people poisoning people? Like, what's the theory?
Well, honestly, my theory is just that, it's not like too in depth. It's just that, I can look at how I think the moon landing was a hoax. I think that the Twin Tower thing was obviously, I don't want to say too much because we're not even allowed to talk about it. That's how protected this information is, right?
Wait, you think the
No,
Twin
I'm
Towers were
serious.
a hoax? They were never built?
We're not. I think there's certain things that I'm not even allowed to talk about, right?
It was a
That's how
green
protected
screen,
they are.
Soda.
And so what I'm
Ah,
saying
that
is
checked
that
out.
So
it's just
so I
another
think
it's just another story that was rewritten in history to.
So I'm going to
have
try
it
and bridge the
narrative.
gap here between what's real and what isn't, because there's a grain of truth in what Steelman is saying, right? So, currently in the current conflict that is ensuing in the Middle East, you hear constantly as one of the narratives of why there's conflict is that it's always been like this, right? However, you can look at the factual evidence of all of the various Jewish populations spread across the Middle East and see that the people in that region haven't always hated the Jews. In fact, they took in Jews during the Crusades and at other various points in time, like the Inquisition in Europe, because they were being persecuted in Europe. Those Jews were accepted into the Middle East. So there's not actually a long history of persecution of Jews in the Middle East. That's a Zionist talking point to allow us to be able to fund the Israeli government and their conquest for land, right? So there has been revision of history.
Okay, so then if you're going to go with that, Anson, I would concede that the reason why I would concede that is this. It's because during the Reconquista, the Spanish and the Portuguese were facing off against the Moroccans, not the Jews, as people like to believe, like Steelman likes to believe, but it was the Moroccans, because the Moroccans were going up the Iberian Peninsula into Europe. So the Spanish and the Portuguese had to figure that out. So then the Jews were moving all around Europe, and then they ended up in the Middle East again because the Romans took them out first, and then they ended up again. Now you can say that propaganda-wise, that they were saying, oh, because we're facing a lot of persecution in the Middle East. You can say that's propaganda.
No, my point wasn't that. My point was that they had been accepted and assimilated into the cultures of the Middle East, and the fact that they're having problems in the Middle East now is unrelated to like any sort of historical hatred of them. It's a direct conflict with the actions of the current Israeli government and their attempt to colonize land that is not theirs by basically committing ethnic cleansing, and that's why people don't like the Jews right now.
Here's my counter to that. My counter is that the Jews in the Middle East for the past 3,000 years has always been in conflict with their neighbors ever since they left Egypt. If you don't
not necessarily persecuted, but they've been having wars amongst each other and groups in those areas for the whole time. So the idea that it was all persecution is bullshit. But they have been warring forever. There's always been a history of violence in that region.
But that same history exists in Europe.
But warring
not to the same extent, though.
Yeah, it does. If you go back and look at the history of Europe, all of those countries have constantly been fighting with each other for
they always fought each other. But there's a difference.
Because that's the nature of humans, not necessarily the nature of people in the Middle East. It's not that the Middle Eastern people are any more aggressive than we are. That's all our nature.
I mean, that it's human nature. We have such a propensity for violence is a part of our psyche. But what I'm saying is Anson, that warring and persecution are two different things.
Okay, but part of the talking points for our need to give money to the ethnic cleansing genocidal regime in Israel is that they're constantly being persecuted by their neighbors for thousands of years, and that's why they were kicked out of their home. And that's part of the reason why we have to support their Zionist effort to give them a home again there, right? Because they can't do it themselves because they're being put upon. And it's basically a victimhood trope story that's being used to manipulate us. It's like the racial grievance stories that the DEI people use in the United States to make us feel sorry for black people because they're black or Mexican people because they're Mexican, right? They're basically the Jews are just DEI people.
100%.
Look, I agree with you that, Anson.
Thinking about that Confluence.
Hold on. But here's my thing, Anson. Here's my thing. Like, they can talk about the persecution all they want, but we know it's a lie because they were warring for thousands of years. Look in the book of Deuteronomy. Look in the book of Joshua. Look in the books of 1st and 2nd Samuel. Those are all
God
war
even
books.
gave up on them. In Hosanna, he's like, you are no longer my people. I take my hand off of you.
Okay, you know how many times God
Hosanna?
did that?
Hosea.
Hosea, yeah.
Hosea.
Wow, that was
Quinceañera, I think is the name you're looking for.
You know how many times God did that? You know how many times God did that to them?
Yeah, God. There were some times God wasn't happy with his Jewish chosen people.
Yeah.
God did it numerous of times. The whole book of Judges is God saying, "Fuck off! I'm not going to deal with you people anymore."
Yeah.
That's the whole book of Judges.
Yeah.
And y'all are surprised.
No. Hold your ass, Marilyn. Hold your damn ass. Anson, back to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I watched an interesting interview with a rabbi from Palestine who was born in Palestine, and he said that Bibi Netanyahu was Amalek, and basically he's doing the work of Satan, and that the history of Judaism is one where God punishes people like Bibi Netanyahu for basically trying to act like he's God and doing evil things like genocide and ethnic cleansing, which is part of the reason why God smited the Jews several times.
Well, okay.
You think that's why he's got ass cancer?
Hold on, Soda.
I think so.
That's all the book of Judges right there, fucking Anson. That's the whole book of Judges. That's God.
I mean, to be fair, it's the entire Old Testament.
So, all right, hold on.
It's from Abraham to Moses.
So really, Iran's doing the work of God right now by smiting the Jews.
Iran is not doing shit.
Yeah, they're not really doing a good job of that.
They're
I
not
mean, they're
doing
trying,
shit.
guys. We can't discredit them because they're failing.
Yeah, they're the underdog. We have to support them.
Support my dick.
They're doing.
I mean,
God's work.
Iran would. The Jews wouldn't.
Support my dick.
I mean, yeah, the Jews would just film you secretly and put it on one of their porn sites.
I don't give a fuck about them either. Like here, like fucking. There's this dude, another property that I worked at, and you know he's a tremendous Jew hater. He believes all the Jews should be killed. Yeah, he's an actual one. Yeah, he's an actual one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
And he literally asked me, is it Christ first or the Jews first? I said it's Christ first and first only.
But to be fair, Frankie, if you put Christ first, then that obviously means that you cannot be out killing that particular
That obviously means you're a Jew too. If you put Christ first,
How
if you put Christ first, you're a Jew too.
You appeal to Christianity. How can you even say that when all you do is appeal to the Christian religion?
Let me answer.
The same Jews that deny Christ?
Because Jesus died. After Jesus died, you're now a co-heir. Bless you. Thank you. You're now a co-heir. So for you to give all your power away to God or Jesus when it's now yours because you're a co-heir, it completely keeps you in that Jew mentality and not broken out of it. Is what it does. Idolizing
you don't believe in Jesus,
and just it's
so
crazy.
you don't believe in Jesus. That's pretty Jew coded. They don't believe in Jesus either.
That's very Jew coded. That is the essence of being a Jew.
It kind of is, man.
No, it's not. It's not because
it is. It's in their scripture.
The Jews want to idolize God. They want God the Father and God the Father only, and for you to always look up at the
Isn't that what
Father.
you're
They're
telling
still
us
an
to do?
idol. Jews are still idol
God the
worshippers.
Father.
The same
They
idol.
believe in God.
Christians are Jews.
May I answer her? May I answer her?
So calling
They
yourself
didn't take upon them.
calling yourself God would be an
theosis.
idol too. You're just taking the place of the God that they're worshiping, and worshiping yourself.
No, because we're all God because of God. I'm not God alone. We're all part of the one
Yeah, so
body.
we should all just worship
Absolutely not.
ourselves.
Didn't you say
What
that?
one
Didn't you
body?
say the Jews knew they were
It's
God?
not leaving. No one can be an idol if everyone is
What
God.
one body?
So my
What one
dog's a
body?
god.
The body of who?
My dog is God. Are you saying my
The
dog
body
is a
of
god?
God.
Is my
Oh, so
dog-
you're appealing to God again.
We are
Stop
all
idolizing,
God.
right?
No one can be an idol if everyone's God. There's no separation. There's no giving power over the other person. There's no nothing to fight about.
Fucking shit, you fucking dumb broad.
That would still be
So when
idolization
you
of
say God, you
ourselves.
don't mean the Christian God, do you?
Yes, I believe in the Christian God, but I don't believe
Based on the
that we're
Bible, or
below God.
She
I don't believe
calls
we're
it
below
Christian.
God.
She calls her God Ball.
What?
because
Marilyn,
so
don't
here's
you?
the thing.
Didn't you say that?
You're appealing. Yeah,
No, I can't even hear y'all.
you're appealing to the Christian God and Christian scripture to back up your claim. But
Because God
the
is
Christian
real.
scripture,
I didn't say
but
God
the Christian
wasn't real.
scripture doesn't say
I'm just
what
saying
you're saying.
you're idolizing God and you're disgracing Him doing so. I didn't say He wasn't real.
No, I mean the Bible that you're appealing to also says
No,
that there should be no other idols other than God.
No, you're
Because
doing
those are
God
false
Jewy.
idols.
Jewy.
I like that Jew is an
What it
adjective, a
sounds like to
verb, a
me-
noun. It's everything.
I mean,
It's
the Church of Satan
pronoun.
says that we're supposed to worship ourselves as gods.
We're supposed to. That's what being Christ-like is: treating others above ourselves and to others' interests above our own. What do you
The
not
Church of
understand about
Satan.
that?
The Church of Satan says that.
No, the
you got it
Bible in
backwards.
Philippians 2:2. Philippians 2:2 says that.
Marilyn,
Being
I
Christ-like is
have
treating
to
others above
kind of back
ourselves.
section on this. You do quote the Bible a lot, but then you're like, anyone who worships Jesus is crazy.
Yeah.
But like all
And
the
you-
books you
you-
quote, like in Second Corinthians, it talks so much about
That's
Christ
ridiculous.
and all this stuff.
That's
so it's like you're pull one thing
ridiculous.
from.
Bible do you actually believe? The
That's
New Testament or the Old
What's
Testament?
ridiculous?
Because I don't think it's a problem to worship Christ, but for you not to worship everyone else too is the problem.
I will not
And for you to
worship you.
only
I will
worship
not
Christ.
worship
We should
is-
idolize
You're
everyone.
idolizing. Why are you idolizing?
You're your dumb shit,
We
man.
should
I
idolize
idolize.
everyone, not just Jesus.
Christ and that's it. The fuck is wrong with you, dumbass?
You
Everyone
worship
has
death.
a religion
Why are
in
you
their
worshiping
personal
death?
religion.
You will never
No,
fucking worship.
get triggered. You worship death. Get triggered.
You're worshiping the same thing he is. You're appealing to Christianity.
No, I think everyone is God. Y'all are
Based
idol
on what?
worshippers. You're all
Based
idol
on your
worshippers.
own opinion or scripture?
You're idol worshippers. I don't know what to tell you. You prepare to
Just answer
die.
the
None of you are
question.
right. You're all Jews.
Do you believe in
Whether
the
you're an
Old
atheist,
Testament
whether
or
you're
the
a
New
Christian, whether you're a
Testament?
Jew, you're all Jews. Every one of you are Jews.
Do you believe in the
You're a
Old Testament
Jew-ass
or the
too,
New
Marilyn,
Testament?
okay?
I'm not a
But I still like you, even though you're a Jew-ass. It's fine.
You man's a fucking
Yeah.
Jew as well. You know, we're all
Do you
fucking.
believe in the Old Testament or the New Testament or both?
Hey, if everyone is a Jew, does that mean nobody's a Jew?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Jews are the friends we made along the way, you know? That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Oh my
Can you be my
God.
Jew?
Made along the way.
So funny.
You
Be a Jew with me.
See, she won't answer.
Jew together.
I didn't hear you.
Confluence is
Yeah,
looking
so-
for a Jewish wife. Marilyn, are you interested?
What?
Marilyn, you're
I
like
said
one of the
Confluence.
few actual Jewish people I know, Marilyn, so if you think
What
about
about Jewish people you know?
it. I'm saying
you.
I'm saying you're one of the only Jewesses I know.
I'm
Marilyn
not a
isn't
Jew.
Jewish.
You just said everybody's a Jew, so that includes you. So fuck you then. You're a fucking Jew.
Oh, bro.
You're a fucking
Marilyn,
Jew.
do
Yeah,
you,
Marilyn,
do you
why did
believe
you
in the
cause
New
Nagasaki
Testament
and
or Old
Hiroshima?
Testament?
Why'd you cause the black
Are
flag?
only Jews God?
No, everyone is. But they can't
And
keep
we're supposed to worship everyone because they're
bogarting
God,
it.
so you're supposed to worship Jews, right?
They can't just bogart it. They need to worship me too if they want to be worshipped. They can't play
Okay, so if they
unfair.
worship you, then you'll worship them, and everyone
Yes,
will
of
just worship
course.
individuals. And that's,
Absolutely.
Hey Joan, good to
isn't
see
that
you.
just making a bunch of new idols, though?
No, because no one
We
can
should
be an
all
idol
be
if
idols.
everyone is God. If everyone is
That's not true.
tending to everyone, God would be happy.
If you have a pile of apples, they're still all apples. Each individual one is an apple.
We're not apples. We're not apples. We have
It's
brains. We help
an
people.
example,
Apples.
obviously.
No, we're not apples.
It's an example.
We're not apples.
Yeah, we're
Stop.
not
No shit.
We don't eat
It's an
people.
example.
Jewish behavior.
We don't fall out of trees unless we're monkeys.
Yeah. So, anyways, Marilyn, do you believe in the New Testament or the Old Testament?
I believe we're all God because of God.
That's
Whoever
not
was the God that they were
Which
writing
one?
about was the God that they were
Dodging, because
in
you
the
know if you
figment
answer
of
this,
their
what happens next.
imagination.
You know what happens next if you answer this. Come on, don't dodge it.
What did you? What? Say that
You know
again.
exactly what. Which part of the Bible do you believe is true? The Old Testament, the New Testament, or both?
I believe the parts where Jesus said we're co-heirs and we're all like anyone who does God's will is my brother and sister and mother. Where he wasn't idolizing words, he wasn't idolizing power onto someone else and not
And which
others.
part does that come
there
from?
was
Is that in the Old Testament or the New Testament?
It's in the New Testament, but there was parts in the Old Testament that aligned well,
So
maybe not,
the
because I
only
even
part-
think
so
before
the
the fall
only
was
parts of the Bible that
being-
are valid are the parts that align with what you're saying. Is that
No,
your
because I
claim?
believe that all that stuff happened and God is real and so is Jesus and all that. I don't agree with the behaviors that were happening through the time.
Sure,
Yeah.
and that's not what I was getting at, though. What I'm saying is, so should I be able to only pick and choose certain parts of the Bible because I like them and I don't like the other parts, so I'm allowed to disregard it, or is it meant to be scripture that you take all of?
Honestly, if the Bible causes you to sin, burn it. Burn it.
I don't think the Bible
if it
could
is
cause you to
causing you to
sin.
stumble, burn it.
Don't make the Bible an idol. Don't idol worship the Bible.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, that's
nobody
true.
said worshiping the Bible, but using it as a research tool is different.
Section 230. This is my first time talking to you, dude. I just want
Yeah,
to
I know, right?
Yeah, I just want to know, why are you a dirty Jew?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I want to know that too, actually, because up until today, I didn't realize that I was one.
No, have you not listened to yourself talk?
Welcome
You sound
section.
super Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Someone must have poisoned my water or something.
Yeah.
It must have been the Jews. They
Did someone drink
put
your
some of
blood
their
in the middle of
DNA
the
in the
night?
water, and then I drank it, and so
Did you get
now
did you
I'm
get
apparently
infected after? Did you get infected after someone drank your blood in the middle of the night?
Yeah, it's the second coming of the plague. Didn't you know?
Yeah.
They're infecting us all with Jew. No dead air, guys. No dead air.
just
Wait,
taking
you were
it all
talking to
in.
me? You were talking to me? I'm sorry.
No,
I'm at the store. You were
no.
talking to me? What did you say?
No, I was talking to them. I told them no dead air
Oh.
because after I responded to their question, everyone went super quiet.
Yeah, we were waiting for
I
you.
wasn't listening. I heard a definite yes.
Yeah, I can.
I just don't know why there's so much confusion. Either we get everything we want, whatever color we want it, and don't fight, and everybody is treated kindly, or we don't. Yeah, there's no in between.
So the thing is, I don't necessarily disagree with Marilyn. It would be really great if we didn't need currency and everyone just had everything they wanted, and that's all cool. And that's great to have like a goal to work towards. But we also need to think of how do we handle the situation in the moment rather than just punting to a dream in the future. Because there's
Well, that's what
currently
I was
things going on
saying
and it's
before
like,
Steelman came up here. That's what I was saying before Steelman came up there, because he's like, why would you help war or promote war, da, 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 da. And I'm like, there has to be a stepping stone, there has to be a transition.
Really?
Marilyn, Kokomo points out that Marilyn's at the store saying loudly, talking about the Jews and how they're to blame.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Telling everybody about these damn hoes.
yeah. Marilyn doesn't care. She'll spurg them down. Let them confront her.
Marilyn's
like, don't you know I'm God? And they'll just back away.
That's true.
She goes to an anti-Jewish grocery store.
Marilyn, are you going to let me take you to DebateCon in July?
Everyone is asking me that. I haven't decided to go yet.
You have so many suitors for DebateCon,
I
Marilyn. It's
think
crazy.
Confluence, you got to get in there and put your.
I know. I haven't put my offer up yet.
I think someone offered to take Confluence, so he's already got a suitor. I mean, I think it was a dude, but whatever.
Wait, who's my suitor?
What?
Who was it that said that
Oh,
they
you
would pay for you to
guys.
go out? I'm pretty sure it was someone just like 2 or 3 streams ago.
Yes,
Sounds
Freddie.
familiar.
Freddie.
Yeah, I forget who.
Freddie did. And then JS was like, oh, yeah, Marilyn, Freddie's going to pay for your whole DebateCon, your flight and hotel and everything. And Freddie,
No,
you're
I
going to
meant
be in the
Confluence.
hotel room alone.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know
and
who Freddie
Marilyn's
is. I
going to
don't
be
know why he's-
gone.
Yeah,
And
no.
with me.
No,
Was it the
Marilyn, I
stream
was
where
saying
we had-
someone offered to take Confluence out there.
Was it the stream we had Grid, Speakeasy, and all
Yeah,
that?
it might have been. I think so.
Yeah,
It might have been.
that-
Either that or right
yeah.
before it. I swear someone said it. I just can't
It sounds
remember who. I'm trying to
familiar,
put the
but
voice to it.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
someone was
Avarice.
like, if you were going and then said that they would take you out there. It might have been Avarice, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like Avarice, yeah.
It might have been, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but Marilyn,
Gotta
my
go to the
offer
store
is
soon,
good.
too.
I'll pick you up. We'll take a road trip out there. We'll do it old fashioned. I'll drive. All expenses paid. But you got to put out.
No, there's always a catch.
You gonna take her on a yacht, Anson, or what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'll take you on a yacht.
Sorry.
Sounds good. I'll find the yacht for you.
That would be so funny. That would be so funny if I went and got my own hotel and did not
Didn't put out.
like totally.
Yeah,
just
don't
came and hung
go
out
with
with
anyone.
everybody.
You won't have to put out to yourself. Yeah, and just say fuck you to everyone else.
Well, she has to put out to herself.
Oh, everybody would be so pissed. Oh man, that would be great. That would be worth it.
Anson's profile picture looks like Confucius.
I appreciate
No, it looks like a fucking white power Chewbacca.
Okay.
Well, what about small power?
I'm
You ever
gonna
seen
have to
those?
call y'all back. I was supposed to order a pizza and forgot and all sorts of stuff. So I'll be back.
Don't be buying no Jewish pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah, check their early wiki page of the founder before you buy it. Okay.
You know, as somebody who's had lots of Jewish friends and professional relationships with the Jewish people, I'm going to say that like all the Jews that I've ever known as individuals in real life have been, you know, exceptional people, wonderful people, terrific people, except for the ones that were just, you know, dicks or assholes or like pathetic losers, because they're just fucking people.
That's
no,
true.
no. It's all Jews. It's all Jews. It's all,
all
Jews.
Jews
No matter
all
how,
the
no matter how you
time.
see them.
No, it's really not though. Like there is a political Zionist movement that's a problem, but like that's not the Jews.
Yeah, like Henry Ford.
No,
You
it's
know,
all
are you
Jews.
guys aware of that? Henry Ford distributed
Yeah, he wrote
pamphlets.
that really good book. Yeah.
Yeah, claiming this very
I
conspiracy
thought
was
he was
true. You know.
anti-Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. He distributed
Okay.
like some sort of like flyers or pamphlets or books or whatever about this whole Zionist conspiracy.
Yeah, it was called
being true.
International Jew.
And see, this is why I clarified before about doing it as a monolith when you make a monolithic claim versus saying a portion of a group is doing a thing. There's two different claims, and then a lot of people will miss the nuance just based on how you say it. Like if you look at Nick Fuentes, he usually doesn't clarify that he's meaning a specific segment of a group. He just kind of spurs out and says it's all of them. And it's like, okay, well, that's why people don't like you, because they're misunderstanding what you're actually trying to say because you're not being specific enough with your words. And that's why I specified that.
Well,
yeah. So my question is, well, if you don't mind, because I came up earlier, and this would go to you both, you know, Anson. So is if we're mixing up these groups, you know, these esoteric Jews or whatever we're calling it, these Zionists with the Jews, why are they getting mixed up? Yeah, I think there's a reason behind it. You know, are these Kabbalists controlling the larger Jewish population? What's the deal there?
Sure. So what I would say is they have undue influence in a whole bunch of things, and they've done it largely unchecked, especially before the internet era, because no one had a way of exposing this kind of stuff prior to that. I would say now everyone has a cell phone in their hand with a camera and a recorder, so they could record voice and video and all of this. So it's being exposed more than ever. And so what I would say is, but the thing is, don't you think that there are other nationalities that do the exact same thing in their own ways? Like, I'm sure that there's a segment of Germans who want specific German-related agendas, power, territory, resources, etc., and they're doing the same thing.
That's
maybe
different,
not to the same scale, but
that's different though, right? Because the German culture was put down after World War II, and they have the opposite of a colonial mentality now. Like Europe has the mentality of a culture that is being colonized by someone else. They've been colonized essentially by the United States in Europe since post World War II, and that's part of the reason why they had trouble keeping their borders intact and keeping all the people from the third world around them out, because they no longer have a dominant culture. They have a cultural problem, right? The Jews don't have that problem. They have a stronger self-identified culture that basically is self-protecting. The Chinese are the same way. A lot of other cultures are the same way. We do not have that in the United States. We have the lie of the melting pot that we suffer under.
Well, let me hit you on this one, because everybody wants to say that, you know, that Israel's doing this, Israel's doing that, and then they want to talk about the Greater Israel Project. And I literally ask, okay, so what's the Greater Israel Project? Well, they want to take most of the Middle East and parts of Iran. I'm like, okay, but that's regional hegemony. China wants global fucking hegemony. China has not moved. China has not moved.
Yeah, they do.
For 5,000 fucking years.
They've said they do.
Same fucking spot for 5,000 years, and they have not fucking moved. They're starting to fucking move.
No, they're not. All they're doing is not being aggressive, and then they have the benefit of like not wasting all of their resources on pointless wars, right? And so if we did the same thing, we would be more powerful also. They're just not being retarded.
No, I'm telling you right now, it's not an if, it's a when. When China, no,
Yeah,
hold on.
that's only because we're being retarded, right? So you can't say all these people that aren't being retarded are trying to take over because they're not ruining their civilization by being retarded like we are. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's okay, cool. But what I'm also saying is too, what I'm saying is this too. It's not an if, it's a when. When China
Yes, you're
invades
right.
Taiwan and takes Taiwan, they're going for the rest of Asia.
No,
And then
Taiwan has historically been a part of their culture up until right before World War II, right? Like Taiwan has been a part of their nation historically. It makes sense for them to assimilate it. Just like Ukraine's historically been a part of Russia, and especially the parts like the Crimean Peninsula and stuff that belong until the middle part of the 19th or the 20th century. That was a part of Russia, right?
What I'm fucking saying is this. Is that China is going to move, and they're going to move by starting with Taiwan first.
Yeah,
and then
that's a domino theory nonsense.
And they're going to go down to the rest of Asia. They're going to take.
Hold on a minute.
Their empire.
We do have proof that they want to expand. For one, they say that they want to. And also, we have proof of them actually taking moves to do it. They claim international waters as their own waters, and they actually dump dirt and sand into the ocean to build islands to then build military bases on. So it's like they're actually taking steps, not through war, because they know that if they do that, people are going to come in and start stomping their ass.
Yeah, but hold on, section. Where are the Jews saying that? Where are they saying that? Oh no, international waters are waters, and fucking putting sand in the waters and making small islands. That's the Chinese, not the Jews.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. The Chinese are doing that.
But then everybody's so worried about the fucking Jews. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, what I was saying is, it's not just the Jews doing things to try and increase their own resources and territory. It's basically every nation does that, except for basically America. We give back the shit that we win in war, and we're basically the only country who does that.
Well, yeah.
Which is why I said we were retarded.
Yeah,
so we should just go to war and take over the globe because we have the power to do so, and then we can stop all these fucking wars because they'll all just be Americans.
Well, yeah, but we can't do that anymore because we have a democracy, right? And basically we've been
not a democracy.
By people who, yeah, we've been infiltrated by people who think that it's appropriate to self-govern as like mental slaves, right? We have a society of people who are ruled, and so we don't understand ruling other people like we ought. We don't have the same culture we did 150 years ago where we could go in and take large swaths of land and basically civilize the society because we that doesn't exist here anymore.
So make reclaiming land great again.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'd be
mentioning
all right.
The Germans was just one example. I mean, you could pick any country and do the same, and I guarantee that there are segments within them that want the same type of goals.
Yeah, except most of them are too retarded or too
too weak to actually accomplish it. Yeah, like the Jews had a head start, and they spread out enough to actually accomplish it, whereas other nations can't necessarily do it, but they definitely want it.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why they've been run out of so many places is because they refused to assimilate into the societies that existed. And so they had to be basically systematically run out of every culture that they found themselves in because they refused to be a part of that culture.
Okay, well,
sure.
All right, so
I would say most cultures do that. They don't want to assimilate.
Yeah. On this. So you just said, did you just refer that to the Jews that they weren't assimilating to the cultures that they were in?
Yeah, I'm a culturalist. I'm referencing culture.
What about all the fucking African immigrants that are in Europe right now? Should they be?
Yeah, I agree. They should be expelled also.
Should they
I
be
agree.
fucking executed and taken out because they're
No,
not
I've
assimilating?
never said that. I've never said that.
No, I'm asking.
No, they need to be. They need to be.
No.
No, they need to be marched
where they came from.
Yeah, back to where they came from. Yeah, they need to be marched out of wherever they're at. I mean, they don't belong there. It's not their country.
They'll make their own countries great again, not everywhere else.
Hold on, section. Hold on. No, because I'm saying this because I'm seeing the Reconquista happening again in Spain and Portugal. The Spanish and the Portuguese citizens are calling for the Reconquista again. If you don't know what the Reconquista is the taking back of the Iberian Peninsula from Africa.
Good. That sounds great.
Like, nobody wants to hear them.
What?
Like nobody
Well, I mean,
wants to hear them.
The Spanish are obviously more civilized than the people in Africa. So I mean, what's wrong with that?
No. What I'm saying is that the people of Spain and Portugal are not being listened to by their government because their governments are not the governments of Ferdinand III and Alfonso IX and Sancho II.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. The democracy subverts the culture. I agree. It makes it apathetic and feckless.
Oh, fucking hell.
So down with democracies.
Yeah, democracies are degenerate.
I mean, just like Confluence. Confluence is fucking degenerate.
He is, yeah.
Leave Confluence out of this.
Doesn't socialism and communism come from a democracy first?
Wait,
and then
hold on.
once they get that democracy going, they use that to then switch it over into socialism and then into communism.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're painting a picture as to why people shouldn't, partake in democracy. They never work. They're highly unstable. They lead to radical individualism, where people basically just spend their time trying to satisfy their own base pleasures. Yeah, it's the worst
worshiping themselves as God. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly. Yes.
Listen, do you believe that there's a thing called useless eaters?
Useless what?
Useless eaters.
Useless eaters? I don't know what that. Are you talking about guys that feed fat chicks because they want fat chicks? Dude, those guys are awesome.
No, those are feeders.
Those are useless feeders.
Those are feeders. Yeah.
Do you remember
That's a different thing.
Kissinger? Do you remember Henry Kissinger?
Yeah, I remember Kissinger.
Yeah, Kissinger said that there are useless eaters in this world and it should be killed. Do you agree with that?
No, because I'm a human dignity kind of person.
So you're a human dignity with cultural and monarchy, like what?
Yeah, no, I'm a
monarchist as well.
If Anson could snap his fingers and change the world, he would turn it into Orthodox Christian monarchies.
Orthodox Christian. So then, if the Orthodox Christian monarch says that these people need to be killed, you'll be okay with it?
No, because they wouldn't do that, because that's antithetical to their belief.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Vlad Dracula was an Orthodox fucking king in
Russia, and he did wonderful things. Are you not familiar with his story? He pretty much single-handedly prevented the Muslims from conquering Europe. He's a hero.
And I will say that he's a hero, and I will call him a hero to Christianity.
Yeah.
To me, he's a hero. But the problem, you just said that the Orthodox monarchs would not do that. He's an Orthodox monarch.
No, that's not what I said. No. So you're conflating two different kinds of killing. One is justified, and the other one is not. I think Vlad the Impaler defending Christendom was justified because defensive wars are always just.
What about the way he did it?
The
whole impaling thing.
That's just tone policing.
Tone policing.
Yeah,
that's just tone policing. You don't like his method. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't like sticking poles up people's butts and having them come with their mouths. I think there's something untoward about that.
Confluence, you agree that war crimes are justified if it's a just war, or else you wouldn't be a ball washer for the United States during World War II.
I have not agreed. I'm against like the freaking Dresden bombings and the Tokyo airstrikes.
So they should have just, left them, not done that, and just let the Germans control the continent of Europe.
No, I think I support the Nagasaki and Hiroshima. I think that was better than the Tokyo bombings.
Firebomb? The Tokyo firebombs?
Yeah.
My point is that as long as the war is started justly, all actions afterwards are approved.
That's insane. You don't believe that.
That's insane. That's insane because innocents die in war all the time. Children die in war all the time.
Yeah.
So that if there's a just war or unjust war, the innocents are still caught in the middle. So how is that just if innocent children are dead in war?
Yeah, if you're defending yourself, then you are fighting a just war. Anything that you do in the defense of your land.
There's no way you believe that. That's like the most evil thing you said. There's no way you believe that.
What if you provoke them into attacking you first? Does that still count as a defensive war that's justified if you provoke them into attacking you?
No, of course not. No, provoking people to attack you and then saying, "Oh, I can do anything." Oh, no, that's evil. I'm talking about actual defense, not this modern version of preemptive war where
just making sure
you can conflate. Oh, look, I'm attacking you, but it's defensive attacking. That's fucking like 1984 level doublethink bullshit.
Well, double think, fucking double plus good, and all this shit. But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, Anson, is that the innocent die in war all the time, whether it's just or unjust. Whether it's just or unjust. So then, how do you justify their deaths?
You can't.
Then justify it.
I just said that it's not possible to justify killing an innocent person. What I'm saying is that if you're being attacked and you take all means necessary to defend yourself, then you're doing the correct thing because you have what is it, not a right, but self-defense is an innate human need, right? It's something that all humans can understand.
Just war, you said everything after is fine. So then justify the death of the innocent that were involved in the war.
I didn't say I was going to justify it. I said the war, the defense of war is just. I didn't say that all actions are good, right? It's never good to kill someone that's innocent, but sometimes it's necessary.
And if it was a defensive war, they would be coming to attack you, which means their innocence would still be in their home country. So you wouldn't be killing them. Soldiers of war aren't innocent. They agreed to attack, and therefore their innocence is gone.
No soldier of war is innocent, no matter how righteous they are.
Yes. So what Anson is saying is if they come to your house and attack you, and you defend yourself, you're not killing innocents, so there's nothing to justify there. And if someone's coming to attack you and you're only doing self-defense, then you can justify that.
Yeah, and my point
is, if you go to their country and attack, you're not defensive anymore necessarily. That's aggressive attacking.
So then was Iraq and Afghanistan justified because they kept calling it justified the war?
No.
Under his paradigm, it would be no, because we went there and attacked them. Even if we felt like we had a reason.
So then, hold on. Under your paradigm, Anson, World War II, us going into Europe and into Asia was justified.
No.
So we should
have done it themselves and defended their own territories by themselves.
No, hold on. So we shouldn't have retaliated against the Japanese for Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, so we already covered this with Section 230 asking me about provoking. We provoked the Japanese to do that by basically making it impossible for them to get oil and trying to shape the outcome of whether or not they would be able to function as a nation. We essentially blocked their ability to function as a civilization, and they retaliated against us, right? So we weren't innocent in that. We were also sending troops over to Asia to fight against the Japanese in a very large volunteer style method.
Why do you think we were doing that? What were the Japanese doing in the Pacific Rim that made us like want to, help out?
So the United States has a power problem where they hate peer competitors. And so in terms of power politics, we had to prevent them from becoming a peer competitor in Asia. It's the same reason why we're helping Israel attack Iran.
Look, I understand the whole escalation dominance thing. All right, we will not be subjugated to escalation dominance. I understand that completely. What Confluence is saying, what was the Japanese doing? And the fact that they were actually causing a genocide to the Chinese people.
Yeah. I think they were doing the same thing we had done in the region, in the Philippines and other areas across the globe where we had fought wars of imperial domination, and we just didn't want to let the yellow people do it.
So it wasn't justifiable killing their innocents.
No.
In the Tokyo Fire.
Okay. So, do I think that it was justified to use nuclear? No, nuclear weapons are never justified. Like you can't say that's necessary to defend yourself, right? I guess you could but not under that scenario. We did that because it was going to cost us less lives, right? We did a calculation.
It would also have costed them more lives, Anson. The operation, whatever it's called, if we had to do an amphibious assault into Japan, it would have cost them more lives and us more lives by a long shot.
But that wasn't the reason why we won. We didn't win World War II because we dropped nuclear weapons on them.
That's why Japan surrendered.
No, it's not. That's a historical lie that you're told.
That's absolutely not.
No, it's not.
You can look up the dates of when they surrendered and look at the dates of the bombs.
What else happened?
You tell me. What do you? If it wasn't, you think the 2 nuclear bombs that were dropped were coincidental to them surrendering 2 days later or whatever it was?
No, it was we won. We won the European theater.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, what ended up happening is that Japan saw what happened in Europe and how basically the Soviet Union got about half of Europe and basically ruled over it. And as soon as Russia joined, as soon as the Soviet Union joined the theater, they immediately surrendered.
No,
because they didn't want to have to happen to them what happened to Europe. They would have rather surrendered to us entirely.
Hold on. No. Japan announced its surrender on August 15th, 1945. That was 9 days after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That was 9 days. So then Japan kept fighting the war even after Hiroshima and Nagasaki in their own way, and then only surrendered on the 15th of August, 1945. Because it was August 6, 1945, that we dropped Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Berlin and Germany fucking was like, what, 3 months or 4 months earlier that they surrendered because of the Battle of Berlin when the Russians took Berlin, and we were right on the coattails of the Russians. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was like 6 months, or it could have been longer. But my point was that the Japanese saw what the Soviet Union and the United States did to Europe, and they didn't want to have that happen
So
to
Frankie
Japan.
said it was
because they
9
knew-
days after the nukes. You think that's a coincidence? That's a hell of a coincidence. You get hit with 2 nuclear bombs and you surrender 9 days later, and that's incidental, unrelated, a lie of history, in fact.
And right after the Soviet Union joined the battle is when they surrendered because it was no longer feasible for them to continue, and they didn't want to have happen to them what happened in Europe. Basically, Europe never recovered from it because they've been dominated and destroyed.
You're going way off track here. So you're saying that as soon as Operation Barbarossa happened, which was the invasion of Russia in 1941, the same day and month that Napoleon invaded Russia. I'll be back.
No. So Russia didn't join the Pacific Theater because they were focused on the Germans. As soon as the Germans were taken off the table, Russia said, "All right, this many months later, we're going to join the Pacific Theater." And as soon as that time started, is when the Japanese surrendered because they couldn't take a battle on both of the fronts. So they knew that their card was called, and they gave up. It wasn't the nuclear bombs. That's a lie.
So
that's a lie.
So explain that to me. 9 days later, your theory, your honest theory, that's a coincidence. 9 days after the bombs.
It's a historical fact. You can go back and look at the time and look at the words said by the people.
Frankie just did.
No, he didn't. He pulled a cursory thing where he said, "Oh, that." I agree that it happened all around the same time, but I'm saying that also during that same time period, it neatly packed in there was when Russia joined, and that's actually what caused the decision.
What was the date? What was the date?
It was going to happen 9 days anyway.
It wasn't at all close to that.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Somebody look this up. Frankie just looked this up.
No, he looked up a different date that's unrelated.
Did an official surrender before Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Are you saying that?
No, that's not what I said. I said that what happened was the European theater ended, and Stalin said within a certain number of months, we're going to come and join the Pacific Theater. And then as soon as the Russians actually started to move in the Pacific Theater, that's when the Japanese surrendered because they didn't want to have happen to them what happened in Europe. They preferred to surrender to the Americans because they knew it would be a more civil surrender than if they had to live under Soviet rule.
So okay, no. Give me the dates. What date?
I don't have the fucking dates in front of me. Okay, I don't have that kind of shit memorized, but I am very familiar with this because I've looked at it before. And
You're
it is
just wrong on the
true.
dates. You're just wrong on the
No,
dates.
it's not.
Give the date you want us to look. I'll pause the game and look it up. What date are you saying? Well, what's the exact situation? And we'll see how close it is.
A fucking computer. Hold on.
It's funny.
On a side note, I got to go to the hardware store, so I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Section 07s.
If I'm reading here, guys, the Soviets declared war on Japan on August 8th, which was after the first bomb was dropped. And then they defeated them decisively in Manchuria.
Okay, so that's multiple months after the surrender.
No, this was what's multiple months after the surrender?
Are you saying this happened after the bombs, the Hiroshima,
This happened
Nagasaki?
after so they declared war on August 8th, which is after the first bomb, but before the second one.
Wait, who declared war?
The Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union declared war on who?
Japan.
It didn't happen.
It did.
Where was
Now I
name
gotta
me a
pause
battle.
and look this up.
Keelan just looked
Name
it
me a
up.
battle.
He's backing me up because he's saying what I remembered, even though I didn't have the date.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, and this is a historian named Tsuyoshi Hasegawa who's
After
telling.
1945.
Oh, that name sounds biased.
Yeah, I mean, he
No,
sounds
no,
Japanese,
no.
obviously.
I'm just
He
kidding.
wrote an entire history book on this, saying that the
question.
Soviet declaration of war on Japan, August 8th, and rapid destruction of the Kwantung Army in Manchuria was actually the more decisive shot. His reasoning was Japan's military planners had hoped the USSR would mediate a negotiated peace. Soviet entry eliminated that strategy overnight. The Kwantung Army was Japan's largest and most prestigious land force. Its rapid collapse showed the home islands couldn't be defended. And some Japanese leaders, including military hardliners, were more shaken by Soviet entry than by the atomic bombs. The imperial minutes and deliberations reflect this.
Yeah, that's basically what I
Name me
said.
a battle, bro. Name me a battle.
I think,
look at you
Anson, I
guys.
think
Look at you guys are just covering up. This is fallacious activity. They were more afraid of the bat bomb being used.
No, name me a fucking battle.
That was a fallacious argument.
The Japanese.
They were more afraid of the bat bomb being used than they were of the Soviets. That's why they surrendered so quickly. It was the fear of the bat bomb dropped.
It was the fear of Stalin. Are you unfamiliar with Stalin, the guy that was running?
No, it was the fear of the bat bomb.
He was a.
Are you unfamiliar with bat bomb?
Hold on. I think the argument. Are
you unfamiliar with bat bomb?
It was all of these things combined is the reason why they decided to call it.
I'm asking you guys, plain and simple. Name me a battle that the Soviet Union and the Japanese had after August 15th, 1945.
Name a battle after they surrendered.
Name one, because you said they declared war on each other. So name one.
I don't know. Did they ever fight?
Dude,
or
Frankie,
was
it's
it
kind
just
of
a
hard. It was kind of
declaration war?
it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard for them to fight the Soviets when they were busy fighting the Chinese. What are you talking about?
No, he was talking about Manchuria. Keelan already named one. Frankie, were you not listening?
No, he's saying. So the army, the Kwantung Army, officially surrendered on the 16th of August. The battle started before the 16th of August.
What battle?
Of Manchuria.
The battle of Manchuria.
Invasion of Manchuria.
So then, who were the lines? So there was the Soviets and the Japanese in the battle of Manchuria. All right, let's
It was
look this up.
So it was the Soviet Union and Mongolia versus Japan, basically.
So Soviet Union and Mongolia were okay. Hold on, the battle of Manchuria. The battle.
But Mongolia was like only 16,000 troops in, so like how much were they involved?
I just wanted to come in and say hi to the Confluence panel while I was in travel of flight. I've landed in South Carolina or North Carolina at Charlotte on my way to South Carolina, and everything is going smoothly. I hope to see all of you guys at the Uncensored America debate in South Carolina University and North Carolina University.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm
I guess
looking at
to Steelman Anson, why would it take them over a week to surrender after the first bomb and after the second? Like it took them. The first bomb was dropped, they didn't surrender. The second bomb was dropped, they waited a week. It's not like the bombs were instant victory for the Allies in these cases, right? They didn't immediately surrender.
Yeah, it's just so Keelan, it's hard for people who've heard a narrative their entire life to challenge it. I think that's what Frankie's got right now in Confluence.
I'm fine saying it's a mix of those two things. I'm fine saying that.
Yeah,
This is the first time. Sorry, this is the first time I've ever heard this argument that it wasn't the bombs.
I asked a specific fucking question. I said, "What name a battle that the Soviet Union and the Japanese had after after August 15, 1945. There is none. And you said the Manchurian, Manchuria. That was August 9th, 1945.
Frankie, you're asking a stupid fucking question. Like, I don't understand. Frankie, I don't understand why you're asking this question. It's stupid. It's a stupid question. What battles happened? You're asking what battles? Hold on. You're asking what battles happened after the Japanese surrendered?
That's what I fucking said.
Yeah, but why would there be battles after they surrendered?
Well, because you said that the Soviet Union and the fucking Japanese fucking with the war. I said, okay, name me a battle. He said the Battle of Manchuria.
The Soviet Union. Okay, Frankie, hold on. We said the Soviet Union declared war on the Japanese on like August 8th.
What battle? And I said,
on August 8th, and then they launched an invasion of Manchuria after that, and the Japanese surrendered on August 15th or 16th, right?
And then my question was, name me a battle that the Soviet Union and the Japanese had after August 15th, 1945.
What is this question? It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No, it does. It says, name me one, and there is none.
Why?
Yeah, because
why?
What the fuck, Frankie? That's like asking me how many battles have we fought against Germany after 1945.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Frankie's going for here.
So, but I do know that I appreciate the Soviet Union for winning World War II on both fronts. They sacrificed more of their people in terms of Russians and Russian lives than the United States did, and any other country did. And they we owe the Soviet Union a great debt of gratitude for ending that war.
Okay, answer that.
No, the Soviet Union wouldn't have been able to defeat the Nazis if it weren't for American aid.
We're still talking about Jews based.
Okay, first of all, Kirk, you're not contending with his full point, and he was purposely being inflammatory by saying it was the Soviet Union alone. You didn't contend with the point that they lost more people than anyone else.
Well, who?
That doesn't matter, though.
It does.
Why doesn't it matter?
Wait, hold on. The Soviet Union lost a lot more people in World War II? Yeah, they did, because they just threw people at the Germans.
Hey, Andre.
That was a fact. Didn't you see the Battle of Stalingrad and the Battle of Leningrad and the Battle of Kursk? They just threw people at the Germans. That's how they won.
So Anson's point was that they sacrificed way more than the other allies. Is anyone contending with that?
No, I think that's probably true.
You know why, Keelan? You know why the Soviets did that?
Because they had a vastly huger population.
Nationalism.
No, because that was the Soviet battle plan. That was the battle plan. They allowed the Germans to go into Soviet Russia deep enough, like they did with Napoleon, and they just started swarming them with troops. And that's what happened in the Battle of Leningrad, the Battle of Stalingrad, and the Battle of Kursk, until they beat the Germans back all the way to Berlin. That was the Soviet battle plan. It was called a cheek by jowl method.
So, Frankie, I have a question. Would they have won if they didn't do that?
No, they wouldn't have won.
Okay. So they sacrificed more to beat the Germans.
So what?
That's what Anson is saying. What?
So what? That was the battle plan. That was the fucking battle plan that they did, and it was a very successful battle plan because they did it with the French during Napoleon. They waited for the winner.
You're making Anson's point.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Why are you combating it?
I love Frankie's tone is against Anson.
What?
It's like you're arguing against him, but you're arguing for him.
Because I think the question is, do we think D-Day would be successful if it wasn't a two-front war?
No.
It wouldn't have been.
Because D-Day, that was.
The problem was with D-Day was that what really made D-Day was infiltration and intelligence, because we had to use a separate sort of intelligence to convince that the Germans convinced that the Allies were launching the invasion in another front and not Normandy. Because
yes,
our
but if
aspect of
Russia wasn't already engaged with Germany, splitting up their forces,
Yeah, they
and all
probably
they
would
had
have
to
been
do was
spread so
guard
thin.
the coast,
Look,
it probably wouldn't have gone our way.
No. Soda, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is this. It took a lot of level of intelligence on our part to convince the Germans that we were launching an invasion of Europe in a separate area that wasn't Normandy. Because
that's true.
Normandy, after Operation Market Garden, we were dead set on Normandy.
Yeah, but my point
that
is
was even
that,
after their forces were split.
yeah, but my point, Frankie, and what I was trying to say is that like the United States to this day, like they don't generally Americans don't understand the pivotal role that the population of Russia played in World War II, and we don't appreciate like the racial history that they have against Europeans for waging that war. Like it was actually a really big
boys, this airport has a Cinnabon in the middle.
Well, give me a Cinnabon.
One of the mega.
Look at that. Dude, I'm in a huge airport. I got a fucking Cinnabon in here. I'm gonna get me a bun.
Give me a fucking
I'm gonna nom.
Give me a pretzel dog, damn you.
I'm so confused. Every
Give me a fucking pretzel dog.
They all
have.
Dude, the airport in Alaska does not have a Cinnabon.
Okay, yeah, that's probably probably one of the few.
It's barely an airport, though. Have you been to an airport in Alaska? They fucking suck.
What do you mean? The airports in Alaska are fantastic. You're in and out.
They don't even have a fucking.
Yeah, it's because they're so fucking small. They got like people in igloos sitting outside.
Okay, you keep saying we have igloos. We don't have igloos. Those were hunting huts.
Is that what you call them now?
That's what they've always.
Yes, that's what I call them.
But anyway, Anson, keep saying like good things.
Okay, so Confluence, are you going to DebateCon in July?
Not sure.
Confluence, you got to go to DebateCon in July.
I want to.
Confluence, you got to.
If he comes inside of America, he's going to get put on a watch list and deported in.
If he comes to America, he's getting put on. Look at, we got Mr. Eats into America. We can get Confluence into America.
Once they watch a Confluence panel, he'll get deported on site.
Oh, well.
I actually did have a topic I wanted to talk about Confluence, unless you have something else you want to talk about.
What's it about
I
economics?
just saw a dude wearing a shirt that said "awesome" like my daughter. What a fucking feminist!
Theory, but it is about it's not about economics or string theory, but it is about physics.
This isn't how conversations work.
Yeah, we were talking about
everything's magnets.
Oh my god, the bitches in here!
You avarice.
Look at it, it's not my fault you're a hoe.
Yeah. You're a hoe. I'm not a hoe.
Look at I actually read the perfect agreement against you here, Marilyn. Question about we are all God. I have a question about this, okay?
Okay.
Really quick question. All right, and this is an honest question. How is it that we are God when we're instilled with the presence of God, not the actual traits of God?
We do have the traits of God. We're lied to and told we don't. We're lied to and told we don't have the traits of God.
We're told we have the presence of God.
Listen.
Can you tell me outside of the scripture where it says we actually have traits of God and not the presence?
The reason why you can't do things like Jesus did, raise the dead and heal the sick and things like that, and also walk on water, is because you believe lies and you are fed lies, and you don't believe it in your heart. So if you don't believe it, you're not going to have keys to that door. You're not going to have merit to open that door because you won't be trusted with that type of power. You have to I don't know, you have to get on the level. You got to get on that level, Avarice.
Yeah, I'll get right on that level.
I'm not sure what that was.
You so? That's where I'm going.
If the Jews stop
That's where the free
lying,
coffee is.
we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, so apparently you know nothing of scripture and you're just talking out your ass.
What are you talking about?
Well, I asked you for where it says that we have traits of God instead of presence of God, and you've yet to even describe that.
Why wouldn't we? We are who our Father is. We are heirs, co-heirs with God. If we don't have traits of God, we can't be co-heirs, you dumbass.
All right, I gotta go check the USO, but she's wrong.
Avarice dodging.
So,
Maryland defeated Avarice, let it be known.
yeah, right?
Bible
Later.
even says we have the mind of
Avarice,
Christ.
safe flight.
It says that. We have the mind of Christ.
Isn't this all just in
That is
Genesis?
great.
Saying God made man in his own image.
Exactly. There you go.
That's cool.
Traits and all.
Yeah, but there's speculation on what he means by his image. Are we saying we're divine in nature, or do we own the capacity for good?
Well, I mean, there's the theology behind it, but like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, when he's saying, where does it say it? Basically, it's
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think the problem is that I don't think Maryland has actually read.
what you
Maryland
believe
has
in the image.
the New Testament or Old Testament.
Yes, I have. It's not about that.
shit.
I don't know. Marilyn's pretty good with quoting verses. I just think she doesn't understand the verses, but she's really good at grounding her argument in verses.
She was right about the barley bread. I still remember that.
Yeah.
Confluence. When I was on the panel earlier, you said quixotic, and I was wondering, have you?
Swear to God, if you say it, I'm gonna go and have sex with your mom.
I'm no longer actively retired. With,
In all seriousness, I
what's
do think-
what's
I do
disabled
think,
that?
Maryland should probably.
What would I put that under? Nothing.
Or why do you say
There's
that?
no disabled here. Yeah, this says no disabled. It's just other, retiree, spouse, when I do service member. Air Force says active, reserve, national, but yeah, I forgot my 100% disabled, but I have my service connected one. I don't travel with ID really, but service connected, and I have.
Is that
I have my
talking to us, or is he talking to someone else?
No, he's talking to someone else. Mute
Is he
him.
talking to the airport people?
Yes.
Yeah, but Confluence. So, do you want me to explain what I was thinking about recently?
Not if it's about physics. With all due respect, Kirk.
Okay.
Is it about physics? Based on the sorrow in your
He's
voice.
like, well, we can talk about whatever
Like,
y'all want to talk
fuck.
about.
I think all medical, mechanical physics and quantum theory needs to be rewritten from the foundation up.
Marilyn, you talk to Kirk about physics. Actually, yeah, I want to hear Marilyn and Kirk have a physics debate. That's what I have to say.
Yeah.
So recently, I was thinking about.
He knows what you're talking about.
This is going to be so triggering. I'm going to go take a shower.
I was thinking about.
You're a chaos master.
My stepmom that Confluence
Wait, you do
talked
have a
about
stepmom.
not existing.
I knew you would say it.
I knew you'd slip up eventually.
Yeah,
What about his stepmom?
But no, seriously. So I was thinking about something known as causal set theory, which is an approach to quantum gravity, which says that space-time is emergent from causality. So basically, space is emergent from the coexistence of causal priority, and temporal succession is the causal succession over time.
So then, what's the causality of it? So what's the causality of the creation of the universe? What caused it?
Well, it doesn't have a perspective on what's outside the universe.
So
No.
where do we find this in scripture?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. What was the causality of the creation of the universe?
I think God created the universe.
Marilyn, are you fucking serious?
Creation is not real.
You're a fucking idiot.
No, I'm not. You're an idiot. You're an idol worshiper
No,
of creation.
Like you're a fucking idiot. How the fuck?
No, you're an idiot.
How the fuck did your child come out of your fucking pussy?
What are you?
Or did it start as a cell and it grew and it created?
Your dumbass thinks we came out of thin air, out of water and dust mixed together. That's what you think we came from, and I'm the dumbass having kids.
That's a fair point, Marilyn. Actually, that's a fair point.
Shut the hell up.
Shut the fuck up. The fuck is wrong with you? How did your kid come out of your fucking pussy?
No,
Fully
we
grown
were
or
all
not?
known before the world
I think
began.
Maryland's cooking here.
A little bit, yeah.
Everyone had a father. Everyone had a father. Chickens just didn't
Yeah,
appear
Aaron,
out of
yeah.
nowhere. You're an
you
idol
fuck-
worshiper of some imaginary God when everyone is God. And you can tell God
so
is
you're
real.
not an
Always
Jesus
been,
Christ.
and we always will be.
Really?
We've
So
always been, and we always will be.
how did a kid come out of your fucking pussy? Fully grown or not?
No,
No,
you're an
it was
idiot.
fucking
You're an
created from
idiot.
cells and shit,
Sorry,
dumbass.
I'm sorry you have Stockholm syndrome because of the Jews.
No, I have Stockholm
What the
syndrome. Yeah,
fuck is
I'm
going
so
on?
Stockholm.
Your husband's triggered.
Ain't no
Sounds like you're
trigger.
triggered too.
Yeah, Maryland's
I never
cooking
get
Frankie on
triggered.
theology.
Thank you. I am cooking.
No, you ain't cooking shit. Are you cooking shit on the floor?
You are coping, my man.
How did the kid come out of your fucking
You're
cunt?
coping.
How did the kid come out of
Because
your
I
fucking
don't. Why do you say that? Because I don't
Maryland's
idolize
got to cop her
creation
first
like you do.
theological debate win.
No,
I don't
how did your
idolize
kid come out of your
creation.
cunt? How did that happen? You know, some dude that fucked you put his fucking nut in your
This
fucking
shows how
cunt
smart you are.
in order to fucking get you a fucking kid.
You are proving your intelligence right now.
Highly fucking intelligent. I'm just talking like this because I'm fucking irritated. I'm
I
highly
bet
fucking.
you are
Have
triggered.
you ever heard conversation between me, Anthony, and Soda?
As it's
It's
opposing his worldviews.
My worldviews are far better than yours because walk on water, man.
Right.
You can't fucking fly. You can't walk on water. You can't raise the fucking dead. Fucking do it. You can't.
Not right now, but soon we won't even need to raise the dead because everybody won't die.
That sounds like a
As soon as
fucking
you stop
excuse.
believing lies, as soon as everyone stops believing lies.
We all die, Marilyn. We all die.
That is a lie from the devil, and you are casting spells.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, we shouldn't be casting spells.
You're a
Spell
fucking idiot. Go
casting.
to the fucking cemetery and raise the dead, Marilyn. Go to your fucking cemetery and raise the dead. There are dead people there. Go raise them. Go raise them up.
What? Why?
It's not their time to raise up.
You're a fucking moron. Go and
People
raise
like
them.
you
If you're
need
God,
to-
God can do
to
it. If you're a God, then you can do anything. Go
Be
to your fucking
capable of
cemetery and raise the fucking
handling
dead.
that when they do.
Go to the fucking local hospital morgue and raise the fucking dead from there that died.
There's an order to things, Frankie.
Okay, do you see that this harp eagle ate a monkey? Is dead. The harp eagle ate the monkey. Raised the monkey up from the dead from the harp eagle's stomach. Go ahead.
Thank you,
I don't
Testy.
think-
Jesus was the original David Blaine. You ever think about that? You ever think about that, guys?
Wait, hold on. David Blaine, the magician?
Yeah. No, the Messiah, David Blaine. The other Messiah.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, I do
Our
man.
Lord David Blaine.
Like him, David Copperfield, people, they were fucking cool.
People just need to stop worshiping a death cult.
It's not a death cult. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's factual.
Yeah, it's factual now because y'all believe lies. Death is an
When is
enemy.
it gonna happen, Marilyn? When are we gonna stop dying?
When we take the Jews out of power and get all of our all the stuff that they know that we don't, that they're keeping from us.
Yeah.
gonna kill
So
Jews
what
too?
happens to stillborns? What happens to babies in the womb that pass away?
It would stop happening. Jews patent all that.
Oh, so
How?
the Jews. How?
They
The
just
Jews
do.
are killing the
They're
infants and stuff.
witchcraft, just like you just cast a spell saying we're all gonna die, just like that. You did it. You did it very, effortlessly, but they do it religiously, rituals to make sure it happens.
People die in car accidents. People die in drunk driving accidents. People die from shootings. People die from literally walking
Yeah,
into the
but none of that
Indianism.
would be happening. None of that would be
Oh,
happening.
none of those would be happening because it's the Jews' fault. That's why car accidents happen, because it's the Jews' fault.
People wouldn't be drinking like that. People wouldn't be doing a lot of those ignorant things, shooting people if the Jews weren't in charge.
Right?
What?
Should we kill Jewish kids? Should we kill Jewish kids?
No, it's not
Why not?
about people.
Why not?
It's about the disease.
I'm too
It's
triggered by
not
this
about a
game.
race of people.
It's ridiculous.
You just don't.
I don't
Absurd.
what?
You
I
don't-
don't what?
Confluence.
Don't
Would you like us?
You
going back to
idolize
cosmic
words.
physics?
Confluence
I
has to
don't
go,
like words.
unfortunately,
I
and he
don't
cannot
know.
stream tonight, sadly. So,
Why?
because Confluence is going to be streaming at a new location, a fun, exciting new location called my
you going to
actual
the
parents'
next-
house because I have to house sit
going
for
to
them while they're on vacation. So, I gotta pack up all my shit and head over there
Okay, when's your next stream gonna be done?
tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Unless
Yeah,
the
but
internet
you-
sucks, which then I'm gonna lose my mind because I'm there for like 3 weeks house sitting. So, the
Yeah,
internet
but
better be good enough.
you went live last night super late. You couldn't get all that done and then go live.
Because he was avoiding me.
No,
all
I
the
gotta like.
moving over there and your
Well,
stuff and
I gotta
stuff.
drag my computer all over there and stuff, and then my parents aren't leaving till like 10, and I gotta wake up the next day, and I'm not gonna be streaming while my parents can hear me streaming. I'm definitely not gonna be doing that, especially with all the Jew talk. You know, my parents are both Jews.
Yeah, just
Okay,
blame
I'm
the
just
Jews
kidding.
for this,
Yeah,
man.
that checks out.
Blame the
That
Jews
checks
for
out.
this.
I'm half Taiwanese, half Jewish. Okay. But okay, so
Ah,
God bless you guys.
combination.
I will see you tomorrow. Unless I said, unless the internet sucks really bad, in which case I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to bounce between the homes. But yeah, God bless you guys. God bless
Okay.
chat. Thank you, Kokomo.